It's a Thursday already. Yay. My hay fever is running rampant at the moment. As you can tell, I'm a bit, snuffly and everything. Probably can't see, but my eyes is itching and streaming like mad. Got the one viewer. Hello to the one viewer. I've got my coffee ready. Just had my breakfast. So come in and say hello. Another lovely sunny day out there. I've got Amit. How are you? It's a lovely sunny day again here in the UK. I've got the doors wide open. So just chilling out and having a coffee. Hi, Mr. Peanuts. How are you? Got the 4 viewers. If you want to update, that's my bruised look. And I only went for a routine blood test, and that's what happens. Bruised there and there. Mr. Friends. I'm a missus, actually. Yeah, I'm sort of not bad. The hay fever's running rampant at the moment. With the sun. And hi, Emily. Yeah, I'm very snuffly this morning, so very bunged up, and my eyes are streaming. And but apart from that, I'm okay. Hiya, Alice. How are you? Same as I say. It's lovely and sunny here again today. It's going to be in the 30s again today. It's going to be another hot one. Hi to the 8 viewers. So come in and... Oh, you're still unwell, are you? Hiya, Gemma. Oh, you've only just got up, have you, Gemma? Well, at least you've had a sort of a lie-in. I mean, I know, your sleep patterns are a little out of kilter at the moment, but I mean, we sort of had an early night last night because the Eagle VP interviewed the Night Owl. And they were still on at about 22:11, and basically it was getting late.
Well, good evening, everybody.
Yeah, so I could be better, but oh well. Same as I say on the post in Facebook this morning, chin up, we all have them days. Hi, Kate James, how are you? And how are you feeling after your camera thing? Are you feeling okay? Same as I've just said, my hay fever is running rampant at the moment. I really ought to. Hi, Jelly Dog, how are you? I really ought to sort of double up on it because I take antihistamine every day. Yeah, exactly, Emily. You just got to be positive and onwards and upwards, as they say. I'm sort of, same as I say, my hay fever is really, really bad at the moment. Obviously with the warm weather, they've been mowing the grass, so it's sort of gone all haywire at the moment. I do take an antihistamine. So Kate James is feeling a little bit low as well. You've come to the right place. I mean, honestly, yesterday's live stream was absolutely hilarious. And, you know, we laughed. Hysterical laughter, actually. And if anybody is part of the Facebook group, Emily is, I know, and Gemma, take a look at the new post that Mr. P's put up. I've morphed into Pamela Anderson. So yeah, I've sort of morphed into Pamela Anderson. I says, yeah. I said, you know, the body's okay, but I'm not too sure about the top half, you know. So if anybody wants to go and take a look, I thought it Mr. P did a Guess Who, like a vlog, download, upload, or whatever you call it. I think visual. Well, it's not think visual, it's actually Keith, Mr. Eagle VP. Yeah, all of a sudden I've morphed into Pamela Anderson. Now he did an upload thing and he put Guess Who, and it was like putting faces on like celebrities' bodies. I was the Mona Lisa in that one. Mr. P was Arnold Schwarzenegger, and even Mr. Eagle VP was in it. But yes, and I didn't know what was happening because he kept it a secret from me. So it's not very often we have secrets from each other, but he kept that one sort of close to his chest. And yeah, there was Mr. Eagle VP and Pixie as Open All Hours, Arkwright and Granville. There was at the beginning they did a clip from oh no, Crimson and Random Life Productions was Beauty and the Beast. You'll have to go and have a look. Hi, Caroline, how are you? You'll have to go and take a look at it because it was hilarious. And I actually guessed everyone correctly. And the one that was Clint Eastwood is actually Mr. Whaley which was the person that he collabed with to do that. So yes, I thought it was quite good. You know, and same as I say, it was something that he hadn't told me about beforehand. And then he realised after he'd done it and put it all together that he'd forgot the one with me as Pamela Anderson. Oh, Caroline's just finished a upload, and Emily Bird is uploading a new video today. Look forward to that, Emily. Hi, Gemma. Oh, yeah. Alice has said the sausages are on the go.
Morning, my
looking very lovely this morning. Oh, we're matching. We've got purple tops on.
Yeah, I've got my my God top on from God the Good One sent me a top.
Oh, very nice.
So I promised him that I'd wear it, so I'm wearing it today.
You sound a bit snuffly yourself.
Yeah, I've woken up with like this morning. I'm like, oh no, I sound rough.
Oh, Mr. Eagle VP's here. Very good interview last night with the Night Owl. I'm sorry we had to leave early, Mr. Eagle VP, but Mr. P was absolutely cream crackered. So at 22:11 we left and went off to bed. Oh dear. But yeah, my hay fever at the moment is absolutely running rampant.
Yeah, you sound a bit snuffly.
Yeah, it's sort of. I mean, my hay fever was bad as it was, and then a couple of days ago, the landscapers came round and mowed all the grass, so that sort of made it doubly worse. And
Yeah.
Gemma's got. Oh, there you go, Gemma. You've got Emily into writing poetry.
Yeah, she sent me a lovely poem yesterday. It was fantastic. That's really good. She wrote her first one. It was really good. I think
So
she needs to send it to the Facebook page. It's really impressive.
cool. I found a secret out last night on Mr. Eagle VP's interview.
Ooh.
Yeah, somebody that Vicky has got a crush on, and it was somebody that was on the panel yesterday.
Ooh, interesting.
No, it wasn't Boss Man. So it narrows it down because the only other fella that was on.
I think I know who that is.
Yeah. We'll say there was only Boss Man on, and then another gentleman came on, and yes. So I put in the chat, I'm telling. And I says, what you mean to tell me is you're having his baby too?
Yeah. Oh, Ian's lovely. He made me laugh.
Ian is a lovely gentleman. Oh, Alice has wrote some shorts. See, Gemma, inspiring everybody to write poetry and short stories. This is Gemma. If you want to pop a little, yes, we should be doing a crush discussion on the coffee morning. Another YouTube baby, yes. Well, I was going to get some props out this morning because sort of DJ Ian brought the baby oil out yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
Well,
Yeah.
I was going to bring the squirty cream and the chocolate spread out, and say, well, look, I left the baby oil at yours, DJ, and you've left these here at mine. And when Eagle VP put, yes, we should be doing a crush discussion on the coffee morning, Emily says, oh God, I better leave then. Well, everybody and his mother knows who Emily's crush is. Hi, Raven Rainbowks.
Everyone knows who Emily likes, yes.
Yes, I mean, it's no secret. So, but yeah, so I was going to bring a couple of impromptu props out, but I thought, well, it might not come in this morning because it was out, gigging last night. Hi, Big O Fam Productions. How are you? So yes, I was going to bring a couple of impromptu props out, but I thought, well, I better not because it might not come in this morning.
Yeah, he's probably still in bed. So I didn't think he finished until 2 a.m, wasn't it? I think.
Well, I don't know actually what time he was finishing, but he said it started at 8, but it might start later.
Yeah.
Because of the football. But it normally goes between 8 and 12, but then sometimes he doesn't leave till 2 a.m. and then obviously he's got to pack away and everything.
Yeah. He's probably very tired today, I should imagine.
Oh, Alice says her special one surprised her by coming into a stream. Oh, I've got to watch that.
Oh, okay.
So, and breaking news. I know it's sort of going back to the football, but Germany was eliminated last night by South Korea.
That's
That is the big story.
At least we've got more chance now if Germany's out. At least it gives us more chance.
Well, that's it. And England are playing later against Belgium. I mean, there's sort of a bit of a what's it about that, because there's England and Belgium are level, like at the top of the table or the group or whatever. And basically, if England lowers, they've got a better chance because they play the sort of least teams, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But if they win, sort of they're going to be playing the big guns like Brazil and, you know.
Yeah. At least we've got more chance of doing better now Germany's out the way.
Well, but I mean, that sort of they did an interview with Gareth Southgate, who is the England manager, and he says basically they're going for the win. You know what I mean? If possible,
Yeah.
they're going for the win.
Yeah.
But Bossman went into Alice's stream as well. But yes, I mean the way Chris was going at it, you'd think he'd won the lotto last night. He were in raptures, Chris was, because Germany lost 2-0 against South Korea, of all people.
Wow, that's bad.
So basically, I mean, on the Facebook page, somebody did a poll, and I thought they'd get knocked out in group stages, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah. I'm surprised they have done this well so far.
Well, I think what it is put a lot younger team out. I mean, there's no Wayne Rooney. I mean, because he was sort of getting on a little bit. But yeah. I think myself, it's down to the fact that it's picked a lot of the younger players, or, you know, the up-and-coming players.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi, Mary. How are you? Warrior Rex. Hi. But yeah, you know, I mean, Raven Rain says, Carolyn, England needs all the support we can, or we can get. We ain't won since 1969. But yeah, you know, I mean, oh dear, Alice says her sinuses are swollen on the right side of. See, that's the problem. I have trouble with my sinuses, but mine's sort of here.
This weather makes everybody up.
Yeah, I'm going to say, you know, when I have a cold, it's always my sinuses. I get it here, sort of just there, and then I get like a red mark on my forehead because it starts like a chain reaction of a headache and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, Big O Fam says, tell Gemma I said hello.
Hello, Big Fam.
But yeah, I mean, having sort of seen them play the other night, and you know, I think they sort of might have a chance, you know, but with it being a younger team.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've got a much better chance of the younger ones on.
So sort of that's not really the topic today. I mean, I'm not into football. I don't know about yourself, but
no, I don't like football.
I'll have to probably endure the England game later on.
Yeah, especially Pixie.
I'm gonna say on Sunday when they played, were it Panama they played? I don't even know who they played. I think it was Panama, and they were scoring goal after goal, and I'd got two of them shouting, you know, one side and one the other. By the time it had finished, I'd got a bouncing headache.
Yeah, I bet. Having loud people shouting, yeah.
Yeah. Okay then, Kate, look after yourself, and I hope you feel better soon.
Feel better soon, Kate.
Raven says we need the more experienced players. I'm not one for football either. We see the thing is, since they've sort of dropped a lot of the older players, I think that's sort of, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to tell him how to do his job, but, you know, give some of the younger ones a crack at the whip, so to speak, and see what they do, what they do. But I think being a younger team, I think that's sort of, you know, that's sort of give them a bit more enthusiasm, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, you've got Harry Kane. I mean, you know, you've got Raheem Sterling, and there's one or two others. It's nice to sort of see that it's giving the younger players,
Yeah, a
you know,
better chance.
yeah,
Yeah.
a chance at playing and showing the worth.
I must
Oh,
say,
well,
you made my day yesterday.
I did.
It was so funny being on your live stream. Literally, I was in fits of laughter when I left your stream yesterday. I
Well,
was
this is it. I said to Chris when he came home last night. I mean, to see everybody laughing, I mean it's priceless, really. You know, to think that, you know, we're not all serious. We're not sitting here and sort of discussing, well, serious matters, if you know what I mean.
yeah,
And to see everyone laughing and having a good time, I mean, to me, that's priceless. You know what I mean?
yeah, definitely. I think the more you laugh, it makes everyone feel better. It was brilliant.
Oh, Alice says, "Oh my word, I think I'm in love."
Oh, Alice, that's so sweet.
You see, the only hurdle that Alice has got to get over is she's in Australia, and I think the young man is in America. So,
I think so. Yeah.
you know, it's sort of there's a time to enjoy these thick sausages. but uh, but yeah, you know, it's nice to see everyone enjoying the Sen. Oh, Raven says, yes, sorry about my departure yesterday. I got a phone call and then had to rush out. Diane enjoyed your stream yesterday of what I was in. Hi, Mariska. How are you?
Hello, Marissa
It
Raven.
says 9,000 miles between us.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is, you know, I mean, but sometimes, you know, that sometimes people make it work.
Yeah.
You
You
know, I mean,
it.
yeah, very long distance relationship, but I suppose you know, some people can make it work.
Yeah, if both people are committed, then the more you try, the more it's likely to work.
That's it. That's it. Some as I say, you know, it's. I mean, if they're into each other and you know they talk regularly, and it might happen, you know, or it could happen one day that
Yeah,
they actually,
definitely.
you know, get together in person. I mean,
You look very lovely, my second mum today. I love your purple top.
I've actually got this in pink as well, Gemma. I've got it in
Yes,
light
it's the
pink as
pink one.
well, yeah. So they're very loose fitting, and obviously in this weather, that's you know
Very helpful, yes.
it's I don't like anything that's tight fitting, and obviously with it being warm, it's very loose fitting.
It's good, keeps you nice and cool in this hot weather here.
That's it. And look at my bruise now,
Oh, ouch.
and that is just some say that's just with the blood test. That's the one that where she the first attempt. And
Wow.
I've even got a little one with the second attempt. I
Ouch.
do I do brewers very easily.
Yeah, I'm always bruised myself. I fall over and bang myself. I'm like, where's that come from? I'm like, oh,
Well, that's it. I mean, I've had one on my big toe, funnily enough, and it was sort of like from my toenail right down to the base of my big toe. So
yeah.
I just looked at me and he says, "Where the heck you done that?" I says, "I don't know."
No.
I didn't, you know. Obviously, I've stubbed my toe somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
But I can't remember doing it, and I can't remember where I'd bumped it.
Yeah, I bumped my little toe the other day. I thought I'd actually broken it. So now I've actually got a little lump on the side of it. It hurts so much. I'm just like, oh, Gemma, why do you keep doing that? I don't know why I keep stubbing it. I think I've done it so many times now.
Well, funnily enough, about I think it was about 3 months ago. It was not long after Christmas. I think it was sort of just going into February. And it was a Saturday morning. And because of his job, Chris has to wear steel toe caps.
Oh, okay.
So it was cleaning like some stairs because they had to do the stairs and the handrails and, you know, all this sort of trimmings, so to speak. And he was on the stairs and he sort of turned round because he were like coming down backwards, but then he decided to turn round, caught his foot on the step,
Ooh.
fell down, and basically he hurt his big toe.
Ouch.
Anyway, it was a Saturday and they was going to the football that particular day. So where we are from the football ground is about a 10-minute walk, you know, like on foot.
Yeah.
He don't like to go in the car because it's very difficult to park up. So they actually walked it down to the football ground. And then on the way back, I got a phone call and he says, I can't walk any further. He says, my toe's absolutely killing me. He says, you know, it sort of walked halfway back and then couldn't go any further because he was in absolute agony. And he rang me and he says, I'm going to have to ring a taxi to bring me the rest of the way home. So I says, okay. Anyway, he came in. First things, he took his shoes off, took his socks off, and it were very, very swollen.
Ooh,
so I says to him, I says, you know, I'm not a doctor, but I says, in my opinion, I says, I think it might be broke.
Yeah.
So anyway, he sort of tried to keep his foot up as much as he could that night. And by the Sunday morning, it was like doubled in size. So I says to him, I says, you need to get to hospital with that. Go to the accident and emergency, you know, get it checked out.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, with it being his toe, I says, well, you're not going to be able to drive. So I had to call my friend to take, well, we both went down to the accident and emergency, and he had broke his toe. He broke his big toe.
Ooh.
So, but she seems to think it wasn't the fall, it was the actual the steel toe cap in his boot that had broke his toe.
Ouch.
So anyway, they couldn't put it in plaster, but because she told him if it had been any other toe with a sort of Kenneth, if it had been any other toe, they'd probably have just strapped it to another one and you know, and wouldn't done anything about it. But because it was his big toe, and apparently your big toe is central to your balance.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so he ended up with one of these boot shoe things on.
Oh, yeah, my sister had one of them on when she broke her foot, yeah.
Well, sort of same as I say, like if it's your ankle or your foot, they put one of these long boots on, don't they?
Yeah.
This was just like a shoe type of thing. But anyway, that sort of earned him a fracture clinic appointment and 2 weeks off of work. Because obviously with it being his big toe.
So you can, yeah.
You know, it was difficult for him to walk, you know, and as his job entails standing up all day and being on his feet all day, you know, the doctor said to him, well, basically you're not going to be working for at least 2 weeks. Oh, Big O family says well, going live. See you later, everyone. Bye, Big O.
Bye.
So yeah, so it earned him 2 weeks off of work, and you know, his boss sort of said, well, how did you do it? And he had to fill all these forms in because he actually did it at work.
Yeah.
So got no boss man this morning.
The only bones I've broken was my wrist bone. I got run over and I completely smashed my bone right across there.
Oh dear, I bet that was painful because I know my eldest son, his wasn't actually a break, it was a hairline fracture in his wrist.
Ouch.
He was in a pot for you know, he were in a pot for 6 weeks, he was.
Yeah, I had a cast on for 7 weeks. I had it right up to my arm here.
Yeah, that's, I mean, same as I say, my son had his sort of like over his hand and right up to the elbow. Hi, Osbeach, Andy.
Hey, Andy.
And he said, white and 1 sugar. Still got my coffee. So it's going to be another scorcher today, Andy, in the 30s.
Yeah, it's still really hot. Last night I struggled to sleep. It was too muggy.
Oh yeah, it was one of them nights last night where we got windows open, we got the duvet thrown back, and it was still too hot.
I had all my bedroom windows open, and then this morning I opened my little 2 top windows up here. I'm still
I'm sat here with both my patio doors open actually. Oh, Alice says him and I have been talking, and well, I have a feeling in 6 months' time he may ask me to marry him. Ooh.
Yeah, that's quiet, Alice.
Yeah, Keith says, wow, a wedding in Australia. Better start saving, Jeanette.
Yeah, totally. I'm up for that.
Oh, Andy says, freezing here, 2 degrees at night and top 14 during the day. Same as I say, they've predicted it's going to be in the 30s today, Andy.
Yeah, it's meant to be like 32, 33 degrees, I think. Today's meant to be quite hot.
Alice will have to do the wedding live so we can all watch, because it's sort of, you know, we can't get out to Australia, so she's going to have, you know,
live stream, yeah.
live streaming the wedding.
Yeah, so all us British folk can watch. Perfect.
Oh, she says most likely in America.
Oh,
at least it's a little bit closer than Australia.
Yeah, that's true. We still watch the big day. Alice live streams it.
Yeah, and we'll all be sat there with his little bridesmaid outfits on.
Yeah.
Keith says, don't forget the invite, Alice.
I'm going to be a bridesmaid next year. My mum and her partner are getting married next year, so.
Alice says we can do that, Jeanette. Oh, that would be exciting. Hi, Bella.
Morning, Bella.
I just sent Bella an invite.
Bella was hilarious yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't stop laughing when she told us that story yesterday.
Yeah.
Does Mr. Eagle VP want an invite to come on for a short while, or are you too busy?
Yeah, let's get Eagle on. Woohoo!
Hey, Osby Chandy says yes, but we have it all here. You could get the wedding done on an empty beach. Oh, that is one thing I'd love to do. Hi, Bella.
Morning, Bella.
We're having a wedding soon, we hope.
Who's wedding?
Alice and a Bella. But he lives in America and she lives in Australia.
Alice, you mean? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
She doesn't mind being called Alice. People call it Alice most of the time.
Well, it's sort of spelt like Alice, but where we usually spell it with an I, it's spelt with a Y, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
Hi, Laura. How are you?
Hi, Laura.
I was going to get some props this morning, Bella.
What?
You know, our Ian was flashing. Were you still on when he was saying, "Oh, Jeanette, you forgot your baby oil last time you come"? I was going to get squirty cream and chocolate spread out and say, "Oh, by the way, Ian, you forgot these last time you visited." But I weren't sure whether he'd be in today or not, so I didn't.
That's Chris's journey.
It's not as bad. He still keeps getting the odd, the odd twinge in it, but it weren't as bad as, I mean, as Keith was saying last night, we were in agony Sunday night. But funnily enough, I had a phone call from his mum, as I said yesterday. It's his auntie's funeral on Monday. he had a word with his boss and says, yeah, it's okay because it's like close family, etc. He can have the day off, I think, on Monday. So his mum is retired now, but she used to work in a dentist. And his sister works in a dentist. And I basically were telling her about it. And I says, you know, and she says, oh, yeah, it's called TMJ. And it's basically, she says it's really important that it gets to the dentist. Oh, boss man says I'm out and about this morning, so I'm having a cappuccino in the sunshine.
Nice.
But yeah, his mum says, you know, with being in the dentist profession, she says basically he needs to visit the dentist and they'll give him like a gum shield guard thing or something.
Yeah,
because she says a lot of it's aggravated by grinding the teeth.
Oh, does he do that?
But yeah, and Callum does as well.
Yeah, I do that when I'm stressed.
Callum and Chris both grind their teeth. Hi, Choppers rules. Yeah. So basically, the doctor did advise him as soon as the pain subsides and it's not as painful. She says, I suggest you visit the dentist. And I says to his mum, I says, well, that's why the doctor advised him to go to the dentist. And she says, basically, they'll give him this gum shield type of thing because when they grind the teeth, it aggravates this, this joint. And that's why it was in so much pain. And this gum shield or what teeth, I don't know exactly what it is, will sort of cut the grinding of the teeth, if you know what I mean. It'll hopefully cut it out.
Yeah, my sister has a little mouth guard from the dentist. It's a basically little like plastic mold, and you just put it over your teeth to stop you grinding your teeth.
Yeah, well, his mum did say, she says, well, basically, you visit the dentist, they take a mould of your teeth, and then it takes about 3 weeks for you to get this teeth guard thing or whatever it is back. So she says, basically, it's important to, to get off to the dentist and sort of start the process. Chopper Rules off on his road trip tomorrow. He's driving about 14 hours. I think he's going to visit his mum's grave, and his son's going with him as well. He's built like a little thing for the back of his ute where they can sleep in and everything. So.
Well, last night I fell over.
Oh, Gordon Bennett.
What I did is I wear flip-flops, right? Look, I wear like very flippers like this, right?
Yeah.
And that bit there got stuck under the corner of the sofa as I walked.
Ow.
And I went smack on the floor. Oh, Lord. Well, it wasn't too bad when I'd done it. I mean, Bez come over, and I got up and it wasn't too bad. But this morning, it's really hurting.
Is it your toe or is it your actual foot?
No, it's where I landed on my hips.
Oh, you've probably bruised it badly then.
I couldn't feel it at first. I mean, I thought, oh, wow, that's a bit. But it didn't hurt like it does this morning.
Oh.
Yeah, bruised your hip better, I should imagine.
Well, you see, when I were at Keith's that night, I went out onto the patio and basically you have to step over like this big, like a step. Well, not a step, but you know what I mean? The actual door frame.
Yeah.
So when I came in, I actually caught the tip of my slipper on the doorstep, plus my knee gave way, and that's sort of how I nearly ended up in a heap on
floor. I was deep on the floor. So I get so much sympathy. I told my daughters this morning they killed themselves laughing.
Keith wants to know, are you okay, Bella?
I'm all right, thank you, darling. Yeah, it was it frightened me more than anything.
Yeah,
it kind of shook me up.
I was actually just telling Gemma about when
Yeah.
Chris broke his toe, and he did it at work, and it was actually his steel toe caps that actually broke his toe. Because as part of his job, he has to wear steel toe caps, and he was on a stairwell, and normally, same as he says, he cleans them. You know, he mops the steps and does the handrails and everything. And it was a Saturday morning, and he were doing the handrails. So, but he were doing it like sort of coming backwards. And then for some reason, he decided to turn round, caught his boot on the step, and went down about 2 or 3 steps. And they were going to football that afternoon, and it was sort of hurting him when he went. But they walked down to the ground, and halfway on the way back, he rang me and he says, "I'm going to have to ring a taxi." He says, "I'm in absolute agony."
It always hurt.
But sort of when he got back that night, and he took his like shoes and his socks off, and it were bruised terrible. And I says, "You know, I'm not no expert, but I think you've broke your toe." So anyway, by the Sunday morning, it were like doubled in size, and excuse me, got Joy to take us down to the A&E, and he had broke it, but it was the steel toe cap that had caused it to break. You know, they're supposed to be safety boots.
It's supposed to protect.
I'm laughing at what Keith's put. Me and Chris were just getting ready to phone the fire brigade to help Jeanette that night. Well, you see, Sam, as I say, it didn't help. I sort of caught the tip of my slipper on the step.
Well, I did.
As I sort of like stepped over to save myself, my blooming knee gave way as well.
It really, I went a real sad. It's like a dent in the floor.
Bella, you've got quite a bad echo, like you're really echoey.
Oh.
It seems all right. It seems all right this end, Gemma.
Oh, okay.
How can I get rid of it? I don't know.
But you feel so stupid.
That's better, Bella. You're fine. That's gone now. You're fine.
Yeah. You feel so stupid because you try to save yourself from actually falling. And then when you do actually fall, you know, you think, I'm a daft, you know, daft so-and-so. You know what I mean?
And my arm hurts because I put my arm out to try and save.
Oh, yeah, it's a natural reaction.
Yeah.
I mean, when you
yeah.
fall, I mean, the first thing you do is put your hands out, isn't it?
Keith, your interview last night was brilliant. That was a wonderful evening last night.
It were, same as I say, we were sad to think, but Chris were absolutely cream crackered.
I had to go a little while after you. I needed to go to bed.
Yeah, well, same as I say, we were same. He was sort of sat over his computer, and he was like literally falling asleep. And he says it's no good. He says, you know.
Really good. I think Vicky's lovely.
Yeah, I were hoping DJ Ian had come in this morning.
He may do. Depends.
Yeah, because she told us her crush was DJ Ian.
Oh, yeah.
And did you see where I put in the chat? It says, "Are you having his baby as well?" He gets about a bit, that lad does.
I hope Crimson comes on today.
How are you, Gemma?
I'm good. I've only been up a little while. I was absolutely shattered yesterday. I went to bed and I got up and I saw Mrs. P, my second mum, was on. And I was like, bang, click.
Oh, Bella, did you see that thing that Chris did?
Yeah.
He uploaded. I seen on the group as well. I've morphed into Pamela Anderson.
No, I've not seen that.
Have a look on the Facebook group, Bella. I've morphed into Pamela Anderson. Up, down, turn around. That's the name of somebody that's just come in the chat. So yeah. I mean, Keith, and you know the few that were posted in the group. You know, there's Random and Crimson, there's the guys from Drone Seekers. This is going to make you laugh. Chris is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I saw that.
As soon as it came on and I saw it. It was Chris on his face. I said, "I bet that's Arnold Schwarzenegger." He kept saying, "Wait, wait," and then he says, "I'll be back." I guessed them all. But but the Clint Eastwood one is the guy that he collaborated with, and that is Whaley Bird.
I wondered who that was.
Yeah, and then Chris after he'd uploaded it, he says to me, I went, "Oh, Aunt Mona Lisa," and then he says, "Well, there's another one of you." He says, "But I forgot to include it." And that's why he's put it separately on the Facebook group. And I thought, well, I'll have the body, but I'm not too sure about the boobs. Because you've got these great big knockers.
Yeah, but they're all silicone, aren't they? They're all
and I says, I'll have the body, but I'm not too sure about the boobs.
I couldn't hold them up.
But yeah. So all of a sudden I've morphed into Pam Landon, and I says, I always knew I were a goddess.
Have you seen that? Oh, goddess anymore.
But yeah, it were a right laugh.
She's nice, Vic. Very easy to talk to.
Up, down, turn around is my boyfriend.
That's not DJ Ian on a second account, is it?
I don't know. That's made me wonder. My baby daddy, as I call him. I kept putting it. I went to somebody else's chat and I put Oh, I know. It's Carter.
Ask Carter. Morning, Carter.
Oh, talk of the devil and the sure to appear.
I don't know who Carter is.
It's Vicky's son.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yes, talk of the devil. I've got some dirt to dish, DJ Ian. A bone to pick with you.
Honestly, if anyone just was starting out on YouTube and thought, "Oh, let's pick a random video."
He's been lurking. Look, he says he's been here 5 to 10 minutes to see if we're talking about him.
Stalker.
Yeah, see if we're talking about him. See if I'm dishing the dirt on him. You see. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say when he says it's my boyfriend, I thought I'm going to have a look at that, and then I clicked on. I thought I know who it is. He actually said last night, because he came on with Vicky, that he was going to do an interview with me.
Aww.
So yeah.
I think that'd be good.
I mean, I think he might have to have a little bit of help from his mum. Hiya, Granny Monster.
Hello, Granny Monster.
She says, Gemma Grace is a lady who I'm certain lives on less sleep than me.
Yeah, I don't sleep too well. I'm trying to get better at it, but
I don't, Gemma. I don't. 4 hours a night is good for me.
I get about 4 or 5 hours usually. I used to sleep a good 8 or 9 hours, but the last few months I can't do it.
Me too, but no, mine's obviously I'm not much older than you, Gemma, but mine's been a few years coming up. But I'd say the last 2 years is the worst, and it's up. I took different things, but all the tablets. I had sleeping tablets from the doctor, but they just make me feel ill the next day.
Yeah,
I don't like that feeling at all. So I've looked at different websites and different, advice. And the thing everyone seems to say is just go with it. don't lay there and think I must sleep.
Yeah, just go with it.
Just
Yeah.
go with the flow. And I feel
Yeah. Well, another sort of thing is like, if you don't have much sleep during the night, if you're feeling exhausted during the day, just take naps.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, I'll
But
probably take a nap later.
that's what I do. I fall asleep during the film.
I do that. I feel
Granny Monster says, I have a chicken out on the stove, which I need to get to, and then need to sleep for a bit. Be right back, but letting this one play like so much radio program. Hey, what? When Vicky? Yes, she admitted last night she's got a crush on you. And I says, what, are you having his baby as well? Night Owl, Ian, if you were wondering who Vicky is, the Night Owl.
Yeah.
Vicky not about this morning. That's not like her. She's
No, we'll say she says she's normally up at, mind you, it's so early yet, because we're nearly at 11 o'clock, there's 5 hours, aren't they, behind us?
6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so it'll be nearly 6 o'clock, but she did say, like, sometimes she is up at 5 because she's another one that doesn't sleep too well as well.
I got me tickets through yesterday, me train tickets.
Oh, they come quick then, Bella.
There was only a couple of days.
Yeah, they usually take a couple of days when I buy my ones to go to London at my uncle's house. They usually take about 2 days to come in the post. I
always get them online.
They're cheap, especially I have a disabled rail card, so I get a third off for me and one other person. So I usually take my dad with me. So
I do too. I've got one of those.
Well, I'm going to say, I'm wondering if I could sort of get something like that, because I do get the...
Yes, you could.
I get the pips.
Yes,
and one day when I were going to the doctors, normally I'd go to the doctors, I go up on the tram, because basically you just cut through, like, round here, right back of us, like through a walkway, and on the main road is the tram lines. Well, it's only like 2 stops up the road, but the hill is like that. So I get the tram up there and then I get the tram back. Well, anyway, this particular day I got on the tram and I sat at the side of this little old lady. Well, there is like disabled seating. Now, I walk with 2 walking sticks and they're all young uns sat on it. And I thought, well, I'm not going to kick a stink up. I'm only going 2 stops. It's not worth sort of kicking a stink up and saying, well, look, you taking disabled seating away from a disabled person. But I thought, no, I couldn't be asked that day. You know what I mean? I mean, normally I would have said something, but I couldn't sort of be asked to sort of kick a stink up or anything. Anyway, I sat, okay then, Ian, I sat down and this old lady sat outside on me and she went, oh, she says, that does make me mad. So I went, well, you know what? I didn't know her from Adam. So I says, so she says, yeah, she says, all that, she says, they've got that disabled seating. She says, you've got people that are sitting in it that aren't disabled. She says, you get on, you've got 2 walking sticks. Basically, like she were having a rant at these people sitting in the disabled. Hiya, East Dad, how are you? Anyway, I sit there and she says, do you have one of these? And she showed me like the, you know, the bus pass, tram pass, you know, because you're a pensioner. And I went, no. So she says, I'd look into it if I were you, Duck. She says, you know, then you wouldn't have to pay because I got my money out. So she went, put your money away. She says, I'll get this. So anyway, conductor come down and she says, yeah, Duck. She says, this is for me and this, you know, this is for the 2 of us. And I sort of sat there in amazement. I'd never seen her before in my life. I didn't know her from Adam. And she actually paid me fare on the tram.
Some people are kind, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I says, you know, it sort of does restore your faith in humankind.
Yeah. Because
you've got these young'uns that wouldn't sort of stand up and say, oh, well, look, you can have my seat. I'm sat in a disabled seat, you know, sort of give the seat up. And then you've got this little old lady paying for me. And she didn't know me from Adam, and she didn't, I'd never seen her before in my life. And I kept saying, "No," I said, "You don't have to, do, because I've got fair ear." And she says, "Well, you're getting off now, aren't you?" She says, "In my mind," she says, "it's overpriced for just going 2 stops, if you know what I mean."
You definitely could get that, Jeanette. You definitely
Yeah,
could
you definitely
get a
can. Yeah.
and you definitely could get a rail card.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's something I can look into, because, as I say, I've got the blue badge, the parking thing.
Yeah.
But it's not very often. I do have to use buses or trams or trains, etc. But it'd be nice to have it just in case.
The disabled rail card is quite good value. It's only £12 a year, and they automatically renew it for you. So when it comes to the end of its year term, they'll write to you and they'll be like, "Do you want to renew it or not?" And they give you a chance to.
Well, at the end of the day, it's worth it, because if you only having to pay £12 for it, and then you can get on the train or bus or whatever free of charge, I mean, it soon mounts up.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be able to go down. I go down and see my daughter in Sittingbourne, which is right the other end of the country. Good way the other end of the country to me. And I couldn't afford to do it if I didn't have a rail pass.
Yeah. Oh, talk of the devil, and she's sure to appear. So we're going to have them both on in a minute.
Oh, yay. I wouldn't even consider going to London or anywhere without my rail card. It's saved me a fortune of money.
Me too. It's ridiculous prices. Do you know, I was looking.
All right, keep going.
Hello.
Hello.
Lovely Vicky.
I was
How are
looking
you?
the other day, Gemma, and it said that if I didn't have the rail pass and I had to pay full fare, it's cheaper to fly from Manchester to London than to get a train.
Yeah, I believe that 100%. Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
it's stupid. I don't see how they do get away with that. It's stupid.
Very good interview last night, Vicky.
Excellent.
Thank you.
It was
and your crush will be on in about 10 minutes, it says.
Who will be?
Your crush.
Oh boy.
I sort of didn't say who it was. I just says Vicky's got a crush, and it's somebody that was on yesterday, and Keith blurted out, "It's DJ Ian."
Yeah.
Hi, Jerry's Woodshop and Outdoors. Oh dear.
Like I said yesterday, one is taken and one is too young.
But anyway, same as I say, I didn't sort of reveal your crush. Mr. Eagle VP did.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it did say he'd been watching for 5 to 10 minutes, so we knew. All right, it says it's okay, Vicky.
Well, that's okay. I know I was kind of rewatched it last night, and at one point after I'd said it, I know boss man Adam had said, "Well, I'm single."
I've supported Carter, by the way.
Yeah.
Where's my phone? Oh, that's who is Carter, your stepson?
No, Carter's my son. He's my youngest one.
Oh,
my boyfriend.
Yeah, it's Jeanette's boyfriend.
Oh, I'll support him.
Yeah, because it up, down, turn around.
Yep.
Right. I'll support him. I can't at the minute because I'm on the iPad and I don't get no messaging. But...
So I was sort of saying, ooh, and Eagle VP says it's your boyfriend, Jeanette.
Yep.
I clicked on as soon as he said that, so I went and supported him.
Yeah. Carter's channel. Oops, sorry. Carter's channel is Rogue Diamond Carter. So, I don't know how I'm gonna get his channel on there. I think in the next video that I post, I'm gonna put it.
No, so has he actually got 2 channels then? Is that?
No, he's only got 1.
Who's upside your head then?
I don't know.
Up, down, turn around.
Oh yeah, that's the wrong view.
I don't know who that is actually.
Well, Keith said it was my boyfriend and your son.
Oh no,
Well, it
that's not.
can't be. Who can it be then? Oh, not that one again.
I'll put his link in the thing.
Did you see what DJ input? It's
Uh-oh.
P you got to watch out for, Vicky.
I gotta watch out for me.
Well, in the chat last night, I put, so are you having his baby as well?
Oh yes, I saw that. And I was gonna answer, but I just kind of left it alone. Oh man, there were so many questions. I was like, I even went through and I was like, I know that Pixie had asked one, how far do I want to grow my channel last night, and I was like, oh, I missed that one. I didn't see it. I couldn't see the channel.
Alice says her son says hello.
Aww.
Chris has said who's having whose baby. Vicky's having his as well now. DJ Ian's. He gets about a bit.
You can't trust these northern men, honestly.
I know. Talk about sowing the wild oats.
Hi, Carter.
Say hi.
Hi, Carter.
Carter.
Let me. I ain't got a pen.
I gotta find.
What's Carter's channel again?
It's Rogue Diamond Carter, like ROUGE, and then Diamond Carter. He's got a logo. His little icon or face is a polar bear in a snowstorm.
Ah.
So it's just like a polar bear against a white background.
Smooth talking Pixie. All sexy ladies on the panel.
Ooh.
And Alice has put, well, Pixie, both Jeanette and Night Owl are having DJ Ian's baby.
Yep, that's it.
I was going to bring some props out this morning, like chocolate spread and squirty cream, and say, oh, DJ Ian, last time you came, you forgot these. Because he thought I made me blush a little bit yesterday when he bought the baby oil out. So I thought, right, I'm going to get one back on him.
I don't know. I
You
have
know what I
hand
was
cream.
saying,
Does that
Vicky?
help? I have
Vicky,
hand cream. Does that help?
I was saying
The only
to
thing I've got to hand is perfume. I can just wear perfume, you know, and little else.
I was saying to him, Vicky, earlier on, imagine someone who'd only just found out about YouTube and thought, oh, I'll just try, see what I come up with, and picked a random chat and picked one of our coffee mornings.
I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to go.
My Granny Monster's back. She says, my oats are so wild, they are mistaken for amber waves of grain.
Yeah.
I'm just going to quick go and get changed, Jeanette. I'll be back in a second. I'm just
Okay then, Gemma, no worries. Alice says, Colston is my son's name. He's very shy, but he said, you're very pretty, Jeanette.
Aww. See, Jeanette's addicting.
Well, this is the thing, Vicky. If you look on the Facebook group, I've morphed into Pamela Anderson.
I'll have you now.
Well, you see, I didn't know anything about, but Chris and Whaley did a collaboration.
Not right. Hold on a sec. Carter, not right now because I'm trying to find your channel so I can link it in. Okay.
So it was doing a collaboration. I didn't know anything about it. I knew there was something in the pipeline, but I didn't know what it was.
Right.
So anyway, Chris uploaded well, it's not a vlog. It's like just an upload, and it's called Guess Who, and it's like putting faces on people's bodies.
Oh boy.
To start off, it was Random and Crimson as Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it went on to Only Fools and Horses, and there was like the two Shawns, which is like part of the Drone Seeker community.
Right.
And then there was a Clint Eastwood clip. Now, the Clint Eastwood clip is actually Whaley Bird, and until that point, I didn't know what Whaley Bird looked like.
Yeah.
So, I'm the Mona Lisa.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm the
my
Mona
gosh.
Lisa. And then this hulky man come on. Oh, before that, they were like, it's showing you a clip of England World Cup thing.
Right.
And then there's the one where Pixie's on the shoulders, Donald Trump and him out of Little Britain.
Oh my gosh.
And then there was one, Keith and Chris as Open All Hours, Arkwright and Granville.
Oh boy.
And then there was like this muscly guy with Chris's face on it. I says, I bet that's any money, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, and he kept going, shush, shush, listen. And then he went, I'll be back.
Oh no.
So it is quite funny. You've sort of, you've got to see it. But sort of after he'd uploaded it and everything, he went, this one I forgot to put in. So I says, oh yeah. So he says, well, we were sort of a bit conflicted whether I'd agree with it. And he says, well, basically, he put your face on Pamela Anderson's body.
Oh wow.
So we actually put it on the Facebook group, the one that he forgot to include. So, I says, I'll have the body. I'm not too sure about the boobs, though. But I did put, I always knew I was a goddess.
Absolutely.
Well, we knew you were something. No, just
Alice says he ran off giggling, her son. You ladies have a blast. I have dumplings to make. Been cooking all night for our meal later. Should be good. I hope you enjoy it, Granny Monster. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Oh, according to what Emily says, apparently I'm having Gethin's baby.
yeah. I'm gonna put Carter's channel in the chat.
Yeah.
I just found it. So that thing I just put in, that's Carter's.
Ian!
Hello.
Hello.
You're getting about a bit, mister.
I heard. I was just having a quick shave. Sorry, Vicky.
Having a quick shave.
So, well, I was around having a quick shave. I've got a prom to do today, haven't I? So, I've got to get ready to go out, so I can't stop too long.
Oh,
Good morning, Ian. How are you?
Toys. I've supported him anyway. Vicky, tell him his girlfriends supported him.
I will. Yeah. So that's Carter's channel. Yeah.
How are you, Ian?
I'm good. Just not looking forward to tonight.
Yeah.
Can't bother tonight. It's 468 guests at Chester Racecourse.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm about 5 minutes away from Bella and doing another prom at Fairgrove. Do you know it, Bella? Hallmark. So there's a prom going on there tonight as well.
Oh.
A load of rowdy kids.
That one, the one that's at Fairgrove, which is just around the corner from Bella, that's, let me just have a look. It's something school it is. It is Cardinal Newman High School.
Don't know it.
It's in Latchford, Bridgewater Avenue.
Oh, right. Well, that's really near to me.
Yeah, it's only there. Well, Fairgrove's only down the road, isn't it?
Mm.
So, I'm at Chester Racecourse tonight, so going to go out and get all sorted for that for today, unfortunately. Someone's got to do it, haven't they?
Yeah, he's actually dressed this morning as well.
Yeah, dress matching.
I nearly bought my own props out today, Ian.
Did you have a bit of chocolate?
Yeah, the chocolate sauce and squirty cream.
Was that the one, the German sausage?
But I weren't too sure whether he'd be on today, so I thought, no, I'll save it for another day.
Yep.
It's well, I didn't finish till 2 o'clock this morning, and to be honest, I'm surprised that I'm actually up now. I've got to be, because I've got 29 sets of free balloons to do for this prom that I'm doing tonight as well. So they take a while to do.
Yeah.
So gonna go down there.
I
and
hope you're not blowing them all up by hand.
No helium, so we'll be floating away.
You let somebody else do puffing.
Yeah. I do this prom every year. It's usually a good night, to be honest. It's because there's so many of them. I get about 200 of them on the dance floor, which is pretty good.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, it keeps me going for the night. And I finish at 11:30 tonight, so it's not too bad.
Well, that's it. That's it. You might get an early night. Yeah, Emily says she spotted Carter as well.
Thank you, guys.
I will, Han, but I'll have to do it when I play the replay back.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I can't.
Bella, I was telling Chris the story about when they were passing cigarette round yesterday. He absolutely creased himself and nearly fell off his computer chair. I says, well, she was telling us this story. I says, and it was like in her younger days, I says, before she got married or anything. I says, and she were, dating somebody that were in a band. Well, I'm not kidding you. He nearly fell off his chair.
Honestly, I'm so naive when it comes to things like that. I am.
I mean, even he knew when I started telling him about passing this cigarette round, and he started laughing. Then I says, well, Bella, I says, when they came over and offered it her, she says, yeah, if you've only got one cigarette between you, you can have one of mine. Well, he nearly fell off his chair. They were laughing that much. Well, it's probably, I mean, I'd have been the same. I mean, but I sort of didn't know anything about drugs or anything when I were,
I was really, honestly.
Oh, dear.
I was so naive about anything. I was really an innocent girl then, It's a miracle my kids are here, really.
She was just telling us about she fell as well. And she ain't got any sympathy from anybody. Bless her. So
people laugh at me when I fall, so don't feel bad, Bella.
My kids did. My babies, you've seen photos of my little babies. They phoned me this morning, Skyped me, and I told them I fell over, and my daughter was just killing herself, creasing up laughing. Honestly.
Well, this is the thing. You want to see my bruise now, look.
Oh my God. That's worse than yesterday.
Yeah, it is. It's gone like really deep purple now. That is where she did the failed attempt. And this is what I get every time I go for a blood test.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just going to make myself a coffee.
Okay. I mean, even the one where she actually got the blood, that one there, that is where she actually got the blood. And even that's bruised as well.
Oh my gosh. Holy cow.
You know what I mean? I was just telling Gemma earlier on.
Yeah.
Like last week, I got the biggest bruise on my big toe, like right from my toenail down to the joint. Chris says, what the heck you done there? You haven't done my trick. And, I said, to be honest with you, I don't know where I've done it. Because I sort of, I can stub my toe or bang my elbow or sort of knock my knee and then can't remember. And next morning when I get up, I've got the biggest bruise, and they'll say, where you done that? I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, I walk into everything. Like, even when I was little, I was about 2.5. My mom took me to the doctors, and a lady saw me when I walked into the waiting room with my mom. Oh, you abuse your daughter. She started freaking out on my mom, right? And my mom goes, hold on. She goes, watch her for 2 seconds. Like this, right? Just give her a chance. About 2 minutes later, did I not fall? And there's a coffee table across the other side of the waiting room, and I fell on it.
Well, you see, this is the thing as well. Going up our stairs, I've sort of got photographs in different stages going up the stairs. Now, Chris had gone up the stairs first. I was going up. I caught this like in a frame, a photograph in a frame. It fell off the wall, fell on that finger, and instantaneously it were bruised, and that's how quickly or how bad I bruised. And that was sort of 2 seconds after the picture had fell on me.
Oh my gosh.
I do bruise ever so easy. And my mum was the same. She bruised really, really easy.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah.
You know, and it's I'm going back, you know, after I'd had my weight loss surgery, you know, like when you're in hospital, they come and give you these injections in your tummy to stop you getting blood clots and everything.
Right.
So because of the nature of my surgery and whatever, I had to inject myself twice a day for about a month after my operation. For that fact, stop me, you know, getting blood clots and whatever. I looked like a pincushion.
Oh my gosh.
My stomach was black and blue right from one side to the other, and it was that bad. I started having to give myself these injections in the top of my leg because everywhere on my stomach, all my stomach were black and blue.
Oh man.
But I sort of had to give myself one in the morning, and then it's like in 12-hour things. So I'd have to give myself one in the morning and then one in evening. You know, and it's just like a blood thinner to stop you from getting blood clots because I'd had operation and whatever.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, at the time, as I say, I ended up having to have them put them in top of my legs because my stomach were black and blue.
Jakes. Yeah. See,
they weren't massive things. You know, they were only like little tiny needles because they all sort of came as one, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, and you just like broke this thing off, injected it, and then that were it, sort of thing. So, and I always say, if anybody's seen me, they'd think Chris had been, you know, beating me black and blue way I bruise.
Say that. Yeah, you look like you'd been punched in the stomach a few times.
Yeah. We'll say if anybody's seen me, you know, the amount of bruises I've always got bruises. Yeah. Always.
Yeah, exactly. Holy cow. Sorry. My allergies are so bad today.
Man, I've been the same, Vicky. I've been the same this morning.
Yeah, hay fever's hitting me this morning.
Oh my gosh, I can't stop sneezing.
I'm gonna say we all sound like snivelling Rex.
Yeah, we're gonna have one of the tablets in a sec.
Well, you see, I have an antihistamine all year round, and I keep saying because of this warm weather and everything, they've been mowing the grass outside, so it's sort of hit me with a double whammy.
Yeah.
And I keep saying I'm going to have to like double up on them.
Yeah,
definitely.
Because mine has been terrible.
Sorry, what? Oh, out here they usually cut the grass every Friday, like around my place, and but I mean because it was so nice and cool yesterday, and then it got really warm overnight and everything. It's supposed to be really hot this weekend, and I'm like, oh great, they're cutting the grass on Friday. It's supposed to be hot and everything else. I'm gonna be like crazy. And even today, they haven't even mowed the grass yet, and my eyes are itchy as anything. And it's like it's usually my eyes, and my nose runs like crazy.
I were exactly the same when I first started the live stream. The first thing I did was blow my nose because I was like all snuffly and snivelly, and my eyes just like sticking together and running at the same time. And but according to what the weather forecast says, we're going to have this this weather for the next 2 weeks.
Oh boy.
We've guaranteed definitely got it here till Tuesday. I think it's on Wednesday we've got thunderstorms if that actually happens.
Yeah, it'll change by then.
We could do with something to actually clear the air. I think that's basically what it's lacking at the moment. There's that much pollen and everything around, and like everybody's mowing the grass.
Yeah.
As I say, our landscapers, I think, came Tuesday because where we are, there's a lot of grass, like all the way around the estate. There's grass.
Yeah.
Oh, Mrs. P's posh has her own landscapers. Ooh. We don't get that here in Warrington and Runcorn.
No, we've got two sets of landscapers actually.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Because you see, on this estate, Chris's company that he works for owns some of the houses, and the council owns some of the houses. So basically, they share it. So we've got the company landscapers, and then we've got council landscapers.
Yeah, we have city and guilds come around here.
No, cool. Yeah, we just have like I forget what the company's called, but just a city thing over here. And they don't even do it properly. They do it like half-assed.
Well, you see, I think because sort of it's co-owned by so many council houses and so many of the company that Chris works for, they've sort of got the allotted, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But their landscapers actually do, well, they're classed as landscapers.
No.
That's the title.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's sort of do as little as possible, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this is the thing, you know, like in the autumn when all the leaves are falling off of the trees, they what they class as landscaping, they blow the leaves into a heap and then leave them.
Yeah.
Jeanette, my battery's about to go. I'm going to go upstairs in the other computer.
Okie dokie. Well, you should still have the link or rejoin the Hangouts through the same link.
Okay.
If not, just say in the chat and I'll send you another link.
All right. See you later.
Yeah.
Bye. But yeah, you know, sort of they what they call working is just blowing the leaves in a pile and leaving them for council to pick up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then on the next thing, they put them in a pile, then you have a bit of wind and they go all over the place again.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, you know, from my respect, I mean, you know, if you're doing a job, you blow all the leaves, you pick them up as you go.
Yeah.
But
if
they
you're
don't.
gonna make a big pile, pick them up right then and there. Don't leave it for the wind. Like here, what they do is they just kind of blow all the leaves down the end to the fence and then leave it.
But you see, Chris has very often had to have a word with him because when, like, right outside our front window is a massive tree.
Oh,
so when the leaves fall off the trees, it falls on our path. It falls because we've got a few steps down. And Chris keeps having to have a word with him because I'm not steady on my feet as it is.
Oh, okay.
And then when you've got wet leaves adding to the mix, you know, and there's many a time I've sort of nearly slipped on wet leaves.
That's not good.
So you see this, you know, they're not too bad, but he does have to have a word with them occasionally saying, well, look, you know, Jeanette can't get about very good. It's adding to the danger of having to, you know, sort of tiptoe around all these wet leaves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's too much. Like here, yeah, they don't care. And the thing is, like, we have a lady who lives here who is a contractor as well, who does landscaping and everything else. And she freaks. She'll go to the management company that runs the place and say, look, what are you paying these guys? Like, they don't do their job properly or nothing. So,
well, this is, I mean, this is a story that Chris came home with. There's this one particular person that works for the company. Now, at one time of the day, there was this person and another one, because they like work in pairs like Chris does with the guy he works with.
Right.
Now, it was with this guy, and for some reason they had fallen out, so they split them up and they put them like with other partners.
Yeah.
So this particular lad had gone out with the guy he was working for, and they were out, I don't know where it was, and they had a disagreement. Now, you've got to bear in mind that like Chris has got a company van, but he shares it with the partner that he works with. Some days the guy takes the van home, and some times Chris brings the van home. Now, this particular day, they'd gone out to do a job. The guy who I'm talking about had a disagreement with this other guy that he was working with, and he left him stranded. Drove off in the van and left him stranded. Yeah. And he had to walk like 2 miles to get back to the depot.
Yeah, exactly.
And this other guy were absolutely livid, and he sort of told his boss what had happened. You know, why aren't you with this other person? He says, well, we had a disagreement. He says, he just left me high and dry. He says, he left me out, you know, I've had to walk like 2 miles to get back here. And I says, I'd have gone ballistic if that had been me. And the boss says, well, do you want to take it further? Do you want to, you sort of lodge a complaint against him? And he said, no.
What?
He said, no.
What?
I says, well, if that had been me, I said, I'd have took it to highest authority. I says, and had him a warning. You know, Hi, Vicky, just sat here with Keith listening in. That's Think Visuals. That's the guy that is visiting this morning.
Oh, okay.
25,000 vinyl collection, Ian. He's got 25,000 records, and he's a big Kinks fan.
Oh, is he?
Oh.
Yeah. He's a big, very big Kinks fan. And his record collection, he's got 25,000 records on vinyl.
That's a fair few.
Yeah.
That's a fair few.
Yeah. So honest opinion though, what did you think of my interview last night?
I thought it was fantastic.
I didn't get a chance to watch, so I apologise now.
That's okay. Don't worry. You didn't miss much, right, Jeanette?
Not really.
Was this a good thing I didn't watch last night by any chance?
Sort of.
Yeah. There was a question asked, and I was asked to answer honestly, and I did answer honestly. So yeah,
And then like Vicky turned it around on Keith because she was interviewing him.
Yeah.
It's what did they end up doing? I think Poland or someone was playing last night. I ended up sitting there waiting till about 9:10 I started DJing, but then it was karaoke straight through, so I didn't kind of give 5 minutes.
Oh yeah. And Germany got knocked out.
Right.
Yeah, you're back.
Right.
Yeah, it is bright, but that's okay.
I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to do
Is
this.
the sun coming through the window, or because sometimes the sun or the lighting can affect the density of your camera?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it was a good interview. I enjoyed myself and stuff like that.
He's a good guy, Keith. He does some good interviews.
Hiya, Joss Master.
Yeah, we were on for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Talking to the sun, I'll just shut my blinds to block the sun out.
You're looking very dapper now, Gemma.
Thank you. I was too hot in my other what I had on, so I put a nice summer dress on, a little waist jacket.
I'm thinking about putting my summer dress on tonight, Gemma.
Well, we gotta see.
DJ Ian's got the guns out today.
Yeah.
Hey, Ian, you've got to watch. Did you watch that thing of Chris's?
Which one?
He's uploaded Guess Who.
No, I've not seen it. I normally get notified as well.
I'm the Mona Lisa, but there is one that is uploaded to the Facebook group. I'm Pamela Anderson.
That's strange because I've not seen anything. Again, not seen anything in the group either.
No boy.
He did a collaboration with Whalebird, which is like a fellow droner.
Yeah.
It's called Guess Who, I think it's called.
I have 4.
Well, that's it. I've actually only just seen Lighthouse now, the Toys R Us. Well,
How are you, beautiful Vicky, this morning?
I'm good.
She says with a red glow on her face.
Oh my god.
Not that we're trying to make you blush or anything, Vicky.
Hey, you know, it doesn't take much. You can see by this, yeah. I can blame the rosacea, but I don't think
Oh dear. Yeah, the upload that he did was called Guess Who, I think. I don't know.
Well, to be honest, I think me Facebook and stuff are all playing up because, you know, yesterday when Vicky was doing the quiz, there were certain comments that Vicky would say, like, let's say I'd gone first, but I hadn't, and all the comments were messed up.
I had the same problem, didn't I, Vicky? Because I sort of said, and I thought mine were lagging. Everybody were putting the answers in, and I hadn't even heard the question.
I think YouTube yesterday were having glitches because I was on a friend's live stream yesterday afternoon before he started being horrible to me, and people were sending comments saying, "Oh, Gemma, calm down." I didn't even see them until I looked back at it, and I was like, "Oh, YouTube must have been having issues yesterday."
Yeah, same as I say. I mean, like when I tuned into the quiz and people were putting their answers in chat, and I went, "Hang on a minute, I ain't even got a question yet."
Yeah, exactly. Well, then it's like Barry was answering questions and stuff like that, and he's like, "I put it in," and even BTD was saying he was making comments like, "Oh yeah, he was first and whatever," and I'm like, I can't even see the comment. And that happened the other day too when what was it? I think on Monday there was somebody giving answers and stuff like that to the other quiz, and it wasn't coming through at all. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube.
But
mention that on Friday.
Updating people's profiles and putting new notifications out, so I think people's channels are getting mucked up.
It's a bit when like Vicky's doing a quiz, you've got sort of people that have got a little bit of advantage over other people, because like me, it was lagging so bad that people were answering the question before I should even asked it on mine.
Yeah.
This is driving me nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's Mr. Baz this morning, Bella?
In bed. Oh, I can't do it. No, the bloody camera's broke.
Oh boy.
Listen, guys, I'm going to try and sort this out, and I'll come back in if I can get back on.
Okay,
all right?
Bella.
Okay.
If not, have a lovely morning.
Yeah, you too.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Emily, I missed that comment. Wow, I only have. Oh, does that mean she's got 4 crushes?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
I've got 2 crushes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Got to be Mrs. P and Vicky now, hasn't it?
Well, I should hope you've got a crush on me if I'm having your baby.
Yeah.
Apparently that was mentioned in the chat last night too, wasn't it, Jeanette?
Or am I FWB?
I was like, what?
What?
Friends with benefits.
You can be whatever you want to be.
I knew what that meant.
Do you get it now?
Yeah.
FWB.
Yeah. The grooms were in trouble. Yeah. No, it was a good interview. I liked interviewing Keith. It was awesome being able to do that for a change. And we talked for a bit after we went off air, and he was saying that some of the questions I asked him, he was like, he wasn't prepared for it, but he was like, they were good questions. I was like, okay, I'm good with that.
This is it. I mean, like when you turn the tables and, you know, the thing I've got to say about Keith is sort of if you put him in the spotlight or you put him on the spot, is, you know, it gets a little bit flustered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, when he's doing the interview and it's okay, he's got his questions and everything wrote down, he's prepared.
Yeah.
But sort of when you turn the tables and obviously you were asking him questions, it were like a deer in the headlights because he weren't prepared for it.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was sort of, it does get a little bit flustered.
Yeah.
You know, sort of putting him on the spot, so to speak.
Yeah, well, he was saying that he has questions, and he has like, I think 500 questions or something like that he asks us normally, and he says that's for the normal, but for the bad boy Keith, he's got about 1,500 questions.
Yeah.
Like, oh boy. Yeah.
I spoke to Keith myself. I think it was this morning. I think he messaged me.
Oh, lovely.
I sent him. Yeah, it was 8:30 this morning. I sent him a message about a certain interview he was possibly having.
Yeah, I did put a comment in the chat as well.
Yeah, so I've thrown one out there, and he's put one back with me. So, which I'm pretty happy about, to be honest.
Yeah, he made.
But I did put. I think I can guess what it is.
Yeah.
And I did put in the chat last night. I thought it was a bad idea.
Yes, very much so. Well, I put same kind of response in a message on Wednesday at 11:45 to him. So it's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, in all respect, I think doing an interview with that said person, we're going to have a replay of the Lord Baltimore interview.
Yeah, it's not.
He made a comment to me that he's going to steer away from that.
Yeah. Hi, Metrosonic.
He wants to get that Cargo 619. She's mainly like a big Disney fan and everything.
Yeah. I mean, she actually did a live yesterday as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sort of did say in the chat, and I went, I think that's a bad idea, Keith. And then he sort of put me on the spot where he says, well, what do you think's a bad idea? And I put that certain interview.
Yeah.
I didn't want to sort of go into, because I out of respect for Keith and Vicky, I sort of didn't want to sort of, you know.
Yeah.
But I did say in the chat I thought it was a bad idea.
Yeah, very much so. It is what it is, eh? It is what it is.
Well, this is it. But I mean, you know, he's had so much backlash from the last interview. I think the same thing will happen
again.
I mean, in all honesty, you know, I think the same thing will happen.
I think he's agreeing with you guys because I think he said, like, the way he said it to me is he's going to steer away from those kind of interviews now.
Yeah.
You know, because he doesn't need that on his channel.
Exactly. This is it.
Keith's worked very hard to get where he is. I think was Keith in some like 2,000 subscribers now.
Yeah.
And he's worked very, very hard to go to that. So he doesn't need any bad interviews, which is going to take that away from him.
Yeah.
And it could take it away from him.
Yeah. Well, same as I said, you know, not sort of saying who we can and can't interview. I mean, we, as friends, can only advise Keith on our opinions, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I did say I thought it was a bad idea.
I think Whaley Bird's also spoken to him about it, so yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know.
By the way, I got my camera.
Oh yeah.
Yay!
Good back.
That's a nice camera.
A very expensive one.
Going back to Crushers, I'm sorry to burst your bubble.
She just has to do it, don't you, Mrs. B? You just have to.
On the thing, the collaboration that he did with Whaley Bird.
Yeah.
Actually, Whaley Bird is Clint Eastwood on it, and I thought, And he has offered to take me on a cruise, by the way.
Fair enough.
Oh,
So unless you can one up that one, Ian.
I'm giving you kids on. What more do you want?
you don't need a cruise. You're having my kid.
But yes, I mean that was the first time I'd actually seen Whaley Big, because in his vlogs he talks like a chipmunk and you never actually see him.
Well,
Yeah.
your cruise only lasts for a week. Kids last forever.
A constant reminder of you,
Yeah.
Vanessa.
Is
But
that
yeah.
a good thing or a bad thing?
But I did. I mean, Chris knows. Even he were laughing, and I went, "Oh, is that?" I says, "Who's that?" That's Clint Eastwood. He says, "I think that's Whaley Bird," and I went, "Hmm." But there again, like Vicky says, I think he's a bit too young.
Yeah, my crushes, one is taken and one is too young.
Hey, Mr. Peanuts, though. Hello to the beautiful night owl. Could be competition here.
Oh,
Well, Mr. Peanuts Gaming was Salty Nuts.
Oh, is that who that
Yeah.
is?
Yeah, that's Salty Nuts. Because he came in one day and I says, well, it's somebody I know because they've got a blue wrench.
Yeah.
And he says, it's me, Salty Nuts.
Change his name.
boy.
Yeah.
I need to change my name, to be honest, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baby Daddy.
I was thinking more something like Baby Daddy German sausage or something like that.
Baby Daddy Baby Oil.
Is
Your
Crimson planning
finest.
on, is Crimson planning on coming on today, Jeanette?
I haven't got a clue. He's normally not up this early. Because he's another one that doesn't sleep well either.
Yeah, I did speak to
I'm
me
pretty good. I'm
yesterday.
usually up at 4 a.m. And how are you today, Gemma?
Yeah, I'm good apart from being attacked by someone again yesterday afternoon after I left Jeanette's live stream. I
Hey?
found out he was slating me all over YouTube, basically telling me I know where the door is, that I don't have any right to judge him. The comments that I put on his channel were out of order, that he was banning me from his channel, that I'm a bad influence to people. He was basically slating me all over YouTube yesterday for 2 hours.
Was that the said blind
Interview.
person?
Yes, he was
Yeah.
literally ripping into me something chronic yesterday afternoon. As soon as I left your live stream, I got text messages off you from people on YouTube going, "Gemma, I think you better come check this out." I'm like, "What?" So I went into his chat room and he was literally ripping the shit out of me for 2 hours.
Well, we just actually had the conversation about that because Keith was going to interview him, but
Yeah,
I think
no, he was.
I think he's reconsidered.
Right, is that we're on about who was ripping into you yesterday, Gemma?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What an arsehole.
He was literally taking the crap out of me for 2 hours solid yesterday. He's live streamed and he deleted it. He was like, "Oh, Gemma needs to shut her mouth. She only needs to reply when she's spoken to. Women deserve to be in the kitchen, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "How dare you slag me off like that all over YouTube?" And then he was saying that apparently I'm a diseased freak and calling me some really disgusting...
That is disgusting, to be honest. Very disgusting.
What the hell?
And I think Keith has made the right decision not to do the interview.
Yes, he has.
In all honesty, and on art, I think it would be a rerun of the other interview.
Yeah, definitely.
If you want to put your email in, Mr. Peanuts, I'll send you the link or invite.
But what's so disgusting, to be honest, is say a woman belongs in the kitchen. Why can't a man cook a meal or something for himself?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
You know what I mean? Is every male disabled these days or something?
this is the thing. Chris does all the meals.
I do.
Sunday lunch.
Yeah.
You know, and same as I said yesterday, we are equals in this marriage.
Yeah, absolutely right, yeah.
You know, I do what I can. I'm physically not able to do a lot of things, but Mr. Peanut says how anybody can berate and be mean to the gorgeous Gemma.
Yeah.
And give us his name and he'll sort him out. Well, we don't want any more trouble causing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
we don't.
Yeah, I've reported him to YouTube and I've flagged his channel for abusive hate speech. So I'm hoping YouTube will deal with him now. So I've actually flagged and said that he's bullying people. Because he originally uploaded the live stream from yesterday, and then I challenged him. I said, I think you need to delete this. I don't want my name being slated. And then he started bringing up about that I'm a follower, and he's like, oh, you follow like certain ladies because they're the only people who accept you. I was like, don't you dare slag off my friends. I said, I know you've not named them, but don't you even go there.
He didn't want to come on my channel, I'll tell you right now.
No.
I was gonna say he doesn't really need to come on mine either because I won't hold back.
No, me neither. I mean, same as I said the other day, I'll keep saying it, Gemma. When you come here, you are treated like Vicky, like Ian, or anybody else that comes in the chat. You are treated exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said to him yesterday. And he was literally ripping into the absolute crap of me. He's like, oh, you're using your channel as a sob story, Gemma. Pull yourself together. No one wants to know about how you suffer with autism, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like...
Well, actually, I do because I find it pretty interesting, to be honest. So, is he speaking for me as well? Because if that's the so, he needs to come and speak to me because I actually am pretty interested with it, Gem.
Yeah.
You know, arsehole. Sorry,
I have a son. Mike 20
well, you know...
autism, and I need to know as much as I can. Like, he's 20 years old and I still have difficulty with him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, and they think Carter might be, and I said, I don't know about that, but you know, we'll have him tested and everything else. But the more information you have, the better. And there's people that are not going to want to hear about it, of course, because there's always going to be
I get that.
bunch. But there is a ton of people out there that need to hear about it. Like, I've done vlogs on the different physical issues I have, and people are like, you know, I never knew that. You know, thanks for sharing and stuff. And that's exactly you know, and I'm glad you're doing it. Keep doing it and don't listen.
I have sent Peanuts Gaming a link by private message, so if you want to check your messages. But yeah, you know, same as I keep saying, you're like me, you're like Vicky, you're like Ian. We treat you as a person, not your illness.
That's right.
Or your, you know, you know, you're an autistic lady. We don't treat you any different from anybody else that comes into the channel.
No, you don't. No, that's what I was trying to say to him yesterday, and he was just like, "Oh, people don't want to hear about your life all the time, Gemma. There must be more to you than just all this stuff." And I was like, "If you don't like it, then leave. Simple. Not forcing you to be on my channel. Go away."
That's your content. That's what you enjoy to promote. So that has nothing to do with him. That is your personal thing that you like to do, Gemma. So in nice words, just tell him to go and himself.
But you see, at the end of the day, I mean, Gemma is just not an autistic person. She inspires people by bringing awareness to autism. She inspires people by her poetry.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yep. Autism doesn't define you.
No, it doesn't. No.
You know, like I try not to let my disability define me, and Vicky doesn't let her disability define her.
No.
I take it me being epileptic, it means that I'm not incapable of coming onto a live stream then either as well.
You know, Choppers has just said, please don't take this the wrong way, Gemma, but I didn't know you had anything wrong with you.
There you go.
To hide it most of the time.
You know what I mean? For somebody to say that sort of they don't know you sort of on a personal level, but to say they don't see you as having anything wrong with you, you know, I mean, that is like a testament to yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Appreciate that. That's great to hear that. That's great. Appreciate that.
You know, I mean, you sort of, you don't let autism define who you are.
No, not at all. Like I say,
you can sort of sit and, I mean, the subjects we were laughing about yesterday, you know, you can have a laugh at a joke. But you see, such as them other people, they sort of trying to treat you with kid gloves and, you
Yeah.
know, from my perspective, pussyfoot about
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
you.
That's why I keep telling my family not to do it, because I know my family mean well, but especially my dad and my mum get on my nerves. They'll text me and text me and text me. I'm just like, leave me alone. You're suffocating me. I don't need to be texted 10, 12 times a day. Leave me alone.
Well,
Yeah.
Salty, I will put the link in the chat, but it will only be up.
I'm not being funny though, Gemma. You can swap it if your mum wants to text me 10 to 12 times a day. She can't, because my ex texts me 200 to 300 times a day. So...
Yeah. I know she means well, but it's just like every 10 minutes, it'd be like, hi, Jem, are you okay? What are you doing today? I'm like, Mum, I've told you 10 minutes ago what I'm doing. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, that's
But sort of on the flip side of that, Gemma, your mum cares about you, your mum loves you, and she's sort of
Yeah.
concerned about you from a mother angle. She loves you, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going to say the same thing. It's you know, it's a mom thing. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know she means well. I don't. It's just,
Yeah.
She does it in a way that gets on my nerves, because she'll, if I don't text her straight back within minutes, she'll phone me and she'll be like, "Oh, you're naughty now." I'm like, "No, Mum, I just sent you 2 replies. Leave me alone."
Yeah.
To be honest with you, Jen, I would do anything for my mum to give me a text.
Me too.
And I mean anything.
Yeah.
I wish my mom wasn't. My mom has vascular dementia, and she barely remembers what happens every 2 seconds. She knows me, and she gets scared when I leave and stuff like that. And her and my relationship was never that good when we were younger. So now that she has no filter and everything else, I mean, she's been loving and caring, and she's clinging to me like glue, like a small child. And it's been very difficult. If I could have my mom back the way she was and fix the relationship we had back then, I would give anything, you know.
But you see, the thing is, with my mum, I used to ring her twice a day.
Yeah.
And to go from that to nothing, I'm sorry, I'm getting upset again now.
Oh, sorry, Jeanette. I didn't mean to upset you.
All right, you know.
I'm sorry.
I used to ring her like 11 o'clock in the morning, and I always used to ring her about 7 o'clock at night without fail.
I'm sorry, Jeanette. I didn't mean to upset
And sort
you.
of just after losing my mum, there were a lot of times I'd used to grab the phone and then forget that she weren't in anymore, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
And even to this day, I can't bring myself to delete a number out of the phone.
Yep.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough, though.
You know, I mean, I probably will do it one day.
Yeah, but you know what?
You know, it's only just been over a year, and
I wouldn't.
You know what I mean? To me, that's sort of the last link I've got to her, because she's not here anymore. Even though probably somebody else has got that phone number now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's the last link I've got to her, and I still, to this day, cannot bring myself to delete a number out the phone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jen. I didn't mean to upset you.
No, it's same as say. It's just talking. It's same as say. It's only a year, so sometimes I can talk about it, and sometimes I can't. If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I get that.
You know, and it's
been 20 years for me, Jeanette. It's still just as painful.
That's it.
Yeah,
but you know, and like, you know, we had these times where, you know, we had his disagreements and we had his falling out, but it didn't take away from the fact that I still loved her. I mean, you know, we used to fetch her because she lived 40 minutes away from us, and we used to fetch her every 4 weeks for a Sunday dinner.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And this is what used to, I'm going to make you laugh now. You know, at the time we got like a corner sofa, and she'd have a dinner, have a dessert, and then she'd get like put her feet up on the sofa. And next minute, you know, you'd look over and she'd be, you know, on the sofa. And then I sort of used to start laughing at her, and then she would say, "What are you laughing at?" I says, "You were snoring like a trooper." She says, "I was just resting my eyes."
It's yet to trust in your eyes.
You know what I mean? And it were them sort of things that you know, you sort of think fondly of, you know what I mean? I'm going to put it in once more, Salty Nuts.
Yeah.
I went to school, Jeanette. I would have been just turned 9. I went to junior school. My whole school knew that my mum had passed away before I did. I was sent home at 3:15 to find out that I'd never see my mum again.
Oh, this is it. I mean, it must be horrible. You going out to school, not knowing that day that she'd pass away and that you wouldn't see her anymore.
I remember giving my mum. I knew my mum was poorly. I didn't know what was up with her. My dad kept it away from me and my older sister that she'd had breast cancer. I knew she was poorly, but just didn't know to the extent of how poorly she was. Just thought, as you do when you're 8, 9, she's got a cold. Well,
it's something that you know you know.
So I remember going to school. My mum passed away at 11:45 in the afternoon. I was took out of class and everything, and I think it was like World Book Day or something like that. It was. I ended up going into the assembly hall for the day. They took me out of class, and while all the other kids found out that I wouldn't be going back to school for a while. And I went home to find my dad and my older sister crying on my sister's bed, which was because my mum had passed away. So,
you see, I could take comfort for the fact that my mum was only diagnosed in the September, right? So, as I was saying, I used to ring my mum twice a day. And this particular Friday night, it was sort of after Christmas, I used to ring her twice a day. And this particular Friday night, I kept ringing and ringing and ringing. No answer. And I knew that something was wrong. Yeah. I rung a mobile. I was ringing our phone alternatively, you know. And Chris kept saying, oh, she might have nipped next door. I says, yeah, but if she nipped next door, she knows I'll ring at a certain time. So, you know, we all do respect. I think she'd have took a mobile with her.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, she weren't answering the phone or anything. I'm just going to remove that link again because I don't like keep leaving it in the chat.
Yeah.
And I knew there was something wrong. So I'd got a friend that lives like about 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
And I rang her and I says, I'm worried about my mum. She's not answering the phone. I've rung the house phone. I've rung the mobile. And sort of after about half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, and she still hadn't answered, then I started panicking.
Yeah.
So anyway, I rung this friend and she says, I'm just getting, you know, like the shoes and whatever on. She says, I'll nip down. So I'm sat outside at phone waiting and waiting and waiting, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. She rings me back. She says, we've got a problem. I says, what do you mean? She says, well, you see, where my mum's back door, the stairs, like facing the back door. She'd fell down the stairs and she was across.
Oh, no.
Across, lay in front of the door. So the next door neighbour had got a key, or we thought she'd got a key. Kept saying, you know, nip next door, they've got a key, blah, 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 because she always used to sort of give them a spare key.
Yeah.
So nobody could get in, you know, to get to her.
Yeah.
So they ended up, they had to shout through the letterbox to her. And there's my friend saying, well, don't panic, we'll sort it out. You know what I mean? And all the while I'm sort of pacing backwards and forwards because I knew there was something definitely wrong. Anyway, they ended up having to shout through the letterbox and my mum had to get herself up off the floor to actually unlock the door because unbeknown to us, the next door neighbour had given my mum the key back.
Oh, wow.
So the next door neighbour couldn't actually open the door to get in because she'd give my mum the key back, you know, a while before that. So anyway, ending up, my mum had to sort of get herself up off the floor to unlock the door. Anyway, my friend got in. She says my mum was as white as a sheet. She was sweating profusely. you know, and my mum's, I could hear my mum, I kept saying, ring an ambulance, get her to hospital, you know, blah, 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 get her straight to hospital. And that, my mum shouting in the background, oh no, I'll be all right in a bit. But she was like in a confused state as well.
Yeah. So
you know, she were like all clammy and all white and everything. And there's my mum saying, no, I don't want to go to hospital, because she'd sort of had the diagnosis obviously in the September.
Yeah.
You know, and she says, no, I don't want to go to hospital. I kept saying, if I've got to bloody come over there, I says, you know, in the car, I says, and drag you to hospital. I says, you're going to hospital. So she kept saying, and you know what her response was? You can't, because Chris has got work in the morning, and Chris is shouting in the background, fuck work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's shouting it background, fuck work, like, you know, he says, if we've got to come over, he says, and we've got to take you yourselves, he says, you're going to hospital. Anyway, in the end, she relented. And when she got in the hospital, she got a water infection, she got a chest infection, she got all sorts of infections. And this was caused by the cancer.
Yeah.
So anyway, she ended up going to the Queen's Medical Centre, which is in Nottingham. And she had to have a stent put in a bile duct, because that's where the cancer was. Because she was jaundiced, she got like 2 infections going on and everything.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, we got told that she'd got weeks, months, they didn't know. And that was sort of in the February, and by the April, she passed away.
Yeah.
I only remember my mum falling once. That was behind the bedroom door, and that was again. I was going to school, and I remember my dad running up the stairs, and he had to force the door open of the bedroom to get to my mum.
Wow.
I think that was about 12 months before she'd actually passed away. And I remember it happening. I was getting ready to go to school.
But you see, the thing is, my mum got offered chemotherapy when she first got the diagnosis. But we sort of had questions for the, you know, the oncologist, and we said, well, basically, if she has chemotherapy, how long is it going to prolong her life?
Yeah.
And they basically said about 3 months. Now, same as we had this discussion, and my mum was saying, well, I want to live as long as possible, blah, blah, blah. But we says, yeah, mum, if that's only going to prolong your life for 3 months, is it worth putting yourself through all that? You know, you're going to be even worse with the chemotherapy than you are without it.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, to prolong a life 3 months and go through 3 months of chemotherapy, you're being sick and everything, you know, you may as well sort of live however long you've got, you sort of with some quality of life, rather than sort of have no quality of life when you're being sick and it's making you ill. And because it were like two drug kind of chemotherapy and radiotherapy. Now you think how sick that would have made her. So that 3 months, in actual fact, that they said that we were going to prolong her life, it'd have been a miserable 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
My mum went to Clatterbridge, which is like a hospital for cancer. She went there every day.
Yeah.
But you see, the thing is, same as I say, when she went after she had like 2 stents in a bile duct, she eventually got back to the original hospital because they had to transfer her to another hospital to have these stents done. And the nurse took us to one side, and there were like oncologists and everything, took us into the, you know, the family room, you know, for a chat. And originally they was going to send her to like a rehabilitation hospital.
Yeah.
Because at this point she wouldn't get out of bed, she wouldn't eat anything, she was very weak, you know, and basically they told us, you know, we've sort of had to change his plans. We think she'll be better in a nursing home, like for end of life care.
Yeah.
So basically at that point they gave her 12 weeks, 10 to 12 weeks. So basically, me and my sister had to go and visit nursing homes, you know, that were capable of, had got the nursing capabilities, you know, to actually look after in the final days.
We had, I remember carers, nighttime full on carers all day and all night, would come around and sit in my mum's room with her, again when I was a kid. And that's your, all the nurses called Jeanette over here, the
Macmillan.
Yeah, my auntie had them.
You've got the Marie Curie ones as well.
Macmillan. They come around. I remember she was a half-caste lady. My dad woke me up. It was pretty late on, just to say, if you go to the toilet or anything like that, if you see this woman, don't be scared, kind of thing. And they were there to look after me, mum. I remember all that.
But you see, the thing is, when my mum was transferred to the nursing home, this is how quickly it happened. In less than 2 weeks, she'd passed away. She was in the nursing home less than 2 weeks. But you know, I mean, me and my sister were both there when she passed away. You know, and in my mind, I mean, I was heartbroken when she actually passed, but it was a relief because I knew she weren't in pain anymore.
Mine was probably the opposite, to be honest with you. I still to this day I want more time with my mum. I always say I was robbed.
Well, this is it, same as I say, but at the timing, I mean, you've got to think that you were 9 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sort of towards the end, I mean, we was sleeping at the nursing home. They actually gave us a room, you know, and I can't praise the nursing home enough. We were fed as well. And me and my sister took it in turns. You know, I'd sort of go to bed for a couple of hours. I'd get up and sit with my mum while my sister went and had a couple of hours. And sort of that went on for 4 days. You know, and, you know, in my mind, I mean, for the last two to 3 days, she'd got one of these like constant morphine drips. And basically, she was asleep, you know, for the last 4 days of her life. You know, for me to see your own mother going through that, it was heartbreaking, and it were sadness tinged with relief, if you know what I mean. You know, to see somebody that you love going through that and having to suffer like that, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I lost a friend that when she moved in here, and I had no idea like that she had even had cancer before, but she had pelvic cancer, cancer, if you want to. Anyways, but about 4 or 5 years after knowing her, she started to get really sick all the time. We couldn't figure out what it is, so she went in and got tested and found out that she had pancreatic cancer, which they tell you right away that it's 6 months in pretty much, and it had spread to her liver and her kidney and everything else. And like we used to watch like American Idol and Dancing with the Stars and stuff like that, like faithfully every week. I'd go over and I'd be watching it with her and stuff like that. And when she finally went into the hospital and they said it's gotten to the point she's only got a few months, I remember laying in bed with her, and we'd sit and watch the shows and eat popsicles and, you know, whatever. And it was just, when she did pass, I kind of went into a bit of a recluse for about 2 years. I just didn't talk to anybody. It was like losing a mom right there.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean, it's hard to see somebody that you love and everything. By the way, this is my mum.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she's pretty.
You know, and that I think that took on her 75th birthday. She was 77 when she died. So this was like just 2 years before she died.
Oh, this is my auntie who died of cancer. My auntie June here, she died 2 years ago this August of pancreatic cancer. She was a lovely lady. She was 62, and she died.
That is young. As I say, my mum was So you see, and this is what makes me sort of, when they told us in the hospital, you know, there's no turning back. We sort of went back to my mum's bedside and she went, I'm dying, aren't I? Yeah. Sort of, me and my sister looked at one another and, you know, we were sort of saying, thinking to ourselves, now, should we tell her or shouldn't you? You know, and basically she wanted to know.
Yeah.
You know, she wanted to know. Because she knew that the doctor's taking us into a private room, blah, blah, blah. She knew it was something serious. And, you know, and me and my sister both said, well, you know, do you really want to know? And she says, yeah, tell me. You know, I'm dying, aren't I? And we says, yeah. And she basically said, how long? And we says, well, they've sort of said about 12 weeks. But that I mean, this is going to make you laugh. That particular day, I mean, it was Mother's Day of all days.
Oh, boy.
So we go, and some say she's not even got out of bed, and it was a lovely sunny day like it is today. So we all said, right, come on, you're getting in a wheelchair, we're pushing you downstairs, get a bit of sun on your face, get a bit of wind in your ear, you know what I mean? You know, anyway, we goes takes her out in this wheelchair, and we were actually sat right outside the hospital doors. Now, you've got these jobs with, we're all sat here having a cigarette. And my mum smoked, but she didn't smoke very many. So anyway, my sister said to her, do you want a cigarette, Mum? So she says, yeah, may as well. She says, I'm dying anyway. You know what I mean? That was sort of her attitude towards it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it can't do any harm. I'm dying anyway. But anyway, we all sat there having this cigarette, and this receptionist come out, and you can't sit here, and you can't have a cigarette here, and blah, 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 blah. She says, you're going to have to move around the corner. And I felt like, argh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I felt like I wanted to strangle her. So we didn't want to kick her fuss up. My mum says, you know, don't cause any trouble, because me and my sister were sort of blowing steam out as he is. You know, so we didn't want to cause a fuss, so we moved around the corner a little bit. But where we took her to, it were a little bit blustery. You know, this is going to make you laugh. Anyway, it got a little bit blustery. She were getting a little bit cold, so he says, well, we'll take you back up now. Right. So this friend that had found her on the floor actually visited later on, and she told this friend that we'd been on Brighton seafront. We're only outside hospital. You know, and we had to laugh about it to this day. She swore blind we took her on Brighton seafront.
Holy cow.
You know what I mean? You know, I says, Mum, we only took you outside the hospital for a bit of fresh air, you know. And she said, but she were getting a little bit confused by this time, you know, but bless her, she said, she swore blind we'd been on Brighton seafront.
Holy cow. Yeah.
It's strange you say that, because my mum's mum, which was my nan, passed away 2 years after my mum into breast cancer. I remember seeing her in the nursing home, and she was the same. She got very, very confused by the end of it. I remember going in and seeing her. She knew who I was straight away, but then my sister, which is my older sister, I remember her going to the bedside, and she said, that's Yvonne, which is my mum's name, and it wasn't. It was our Angela, my sister. She got confused and stuff. Yeah.
Well, some as I say, my mum had got that much going on. You know, she'd got the cancer, but she'd also got like 2 infections going on at the same time as well.
So, with Nanny Pool, like, she had a few different things. I would have been about 11 then, when all that was going on. So I remember, I don't remember Nanny Pool being again poorly, but I knew when I went to the care home with me Auntie Flutch, my mum's sister, I knew she was poorly then. And I kind of knew what that was about and the reason why I was going there. So,
well, this is it. But on the sort of flip side of it, Chris has got an auntie. Well, it's like his uncle's wife. It's not, you know. She has fought breast cancer, and she's now in remission.
Oh, wow.
Hair's growing back and everything, you know. They actually used her as a guinea pig because we live in Sheffield. It's one of the, you about fourth largest city in the country. They used her as a guinea pig for this new drug, and obviously it's worked. So there is some good stories about cancer, because she had she had breast cancer, but she got treated with this new drug, and so as I say, she's been in remission now for about 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
It's the sort of, that is one of the good news stories. I mean,
I remember about
that's
5
the odd
years.
occasion where she has to be careful, because obviously we're going through therapy and everything. It has diminished her immune system.
Yeah.
I remember about 5 years ago, there was a place which is local to me, called the Shopping City. It's just like an indoor shopping centre, which generally is people who stand out like advertising Sky and broadband. Yeah. They were doing it for breast cancer or cancer research, and it was in March. So I think that was about Mother's Day. March is bad for me because my mum's birthday, the anniversary of my mum's death, also Mother's Day, all within space of 2 weeks. I remember him saying to me, "Will you give cancer research?" And I just looked at him and went, "No." And he went, "Why?" And I went, "Because you're 15 years too late." And I feel so bad saying that. But,
yeah, we see the thing is, when my mum died, I mean, my mum did get offered, the Macmillan thing, where the nurses come in and everything. Yeah. But my mum was such an independent person. She says, "I'll only resort to you as a last resort," so to speak. She was very, very independent, my mum were. Yeah. And she insisted on, doing everything herself. I mean, she was still sort of, up until the falling down the stairs incident, she'd do everything herself. And sort of, she says, "Well, I'll because they give you like a business card type of thing." She says, "Well, I've got that in my purse." She says, "If I ever need you, I'll contact you," sort of thing. But she were very independent. And what, when we had the funeral, we said, "Look, we're just going to have flowers from the family. Anybody that wants to donate it, make a donation." Hi, Natasha. Anybody that wants to donate it, please, we're going to split it between two cancer charities.
Yeah.
And we raised nearly £150, and we gave half to Marie Curie and we gave half to Macmillan.
Macmillan.
So it sort of ended up, it were about £84 something. I think it were actually over about £160 odd, I think it were.
Yeah.
That we raised all together.
It's a big subject, cancer, because I think everybody is affected by it somewhere down the line, haven't they?
Yeah. Same as, I mean, we said we weren't going to sort of discuss these deep and meaningful subjects. I mean, big change from yesterday, talking about sausages and babies.
Yeah, German sausages.
Baby oil.
Yeah.
So I mean, but same as Ian's just said, at some point in his life, we're all affected by it. And this is what his auntie, that the funeral we're going to on Monday, that she died of cancer, but she did battle it for years and years and years.
I believe my mum had it for a long time. Because I remember my dad saying to me about it. I'm sure my mum had it for about 8 years.
Wow.
So pretty much all my life before she passed away on it. So
at that sort of age, you can't comprehend cancer, can you really?
I wasn't epileptic. I had a severe breakdown over my mum at that age, and I become epileptic, which at one point I used to have anything from 12 to 15 epileptic fits a week, to now that I've not had one now for 5 years.
Oh, that's
fantastic.
So, it's surprising what things can do. Mine's, I still suffer with it to certain days. I'll get up in the mornings and stuff, and I can still suffer with it, but I know how to control it now.
Yeah. Well, you see, this is a testament to you, Ian. You don't let epilepsy define who you are.
No, I don't.
You know.
If people say to me, "You can't do that," I just laugh at them and say, "Want to bet?" And I make a point of doing it then. So.
Hello again. I'm still out. Got another cappuccino. Sorry for spelling. I'm really. Why are you mad at yourself?
Oh, I just saw something he posted. Apparently, somebody stole his Funko Pop baseball cap or something.
Hello, Barry. In the chat.
Hiya, Barry.
Hey.
I mean, Barry is another person that suffered loss. He lost his mum not long after I lost mine as well. So we're talking about loss of loved ones.
Yeah.
I think the loss of people as well. Like, I wasn't told my auntie was dying. No one had told me until I got told by my sister via text message, and she was like, "You do realise that Auntie Junior's dying?" I went, "No." I said, "No one had actually warned me. Said to me, like, this is your last chance to see her." And we did a big party for her for about 6 weeks before she died. And then the last 2 weeks I went to spend with her in hospital to get ready, because I knew she was going to die at that point. And then within that 2 weeks, I was the only person at her bedside when she died. No one else was there. It was horrible.
Oh dear.
I had to sit there on my own and hold her hand. It was not nice.
Yeah, Bossman's just put someone stole my baseball cap. So what? You know what?
Why would you steal a baseball cap?
You know, what levels will people stoop to? I mean, nicking a baseball cap. Come on.
That's ridiculously stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon it was Barry who done it.
Well, when I just said Barry lost his mum, he says, "Yeah, I still can't find her."
He's trying to be funny.
But we've all got as different ways of coping.
So you know what did it for me, Jeanette, to be honest, which I reckon in the last 4 years, the best thing I ever done, and I did want it for a long time. Do you remember what I shown you yesterday, which is all over my arms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah, well, get mine done on your arm.
Yeah, on this side.
Well, apparently he's got a crush on both of us now, Jeanette, so now he needs to find a spot for mine.
Yes, we can sort that. We can.
I want mine here. Close to his heart.
But here somewhere. Well, eventually, both arms going to go across. It will actually join in the middle.
I must say that my comfort is my poetry. When I
exactly.
Or I get.
Well, I'm going to tell you something now.
Do that.
I felt that lost after I lost my mum. That is one of the reasons why I started my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It was to take the focus away from me grief and me grieving and everything, and it gave me focus on something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I know my mom is still alive, but to me, a little bit of her is slipping away every day. And it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
You know, and when she gets to the point where she doesn't know me anymore, I think that's when I'm going to lose it, because like as hard as our relationship was when I was a kid, I still love her to death. It's really...
He is having a face on his ass.
But yeah, it's that's the thing. Like, you know how you're gonna.
She's still there, but she's not there. If you know what I mean.
Like, yeah. So like.
Well, if you haven't already seen Chris's post on the Facebook page, I'm now Pamela Anderson.
So you've got a right cracking pair of boobs. I might have liked it.
Pamela, so.
Yeah, I put on it. I always knew I was a goddess.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the boobs though.
Yeah. I could give Pamela a run for her money, but mine are all natural.
Well, I can, but mine's gone south a bit. Mine's drooped a little bit since the weight loss surgery.
If no one knows what we're talking about, look at Mrs. P.
Yeah. There you go.
Mrs. P's got it. Look at that.
These are pregnancy boobs, by the way.
Yeah, those are the pregnancy boobs. Yeah.
I'll be losing my figure soon.
Can you run slow-mo for me, Mrs. P?
I can't run for my life, let alone in slow-mo.
Yeah.
Can you just imagine me running down that beach?
Brighton Beach.
Yeah, on Brighton seafront.
We might slap ourselves in the face. Knock ourselves out.
Yeah, that's very true. And everybody else who's in the vicinity as well.
Yeah, don't get too close.
Not just slap ourselves in the face. Anybody that comes close, they'll end up with two black eyes.
I always dream, that I'd be flat-chested again one day. I just have to lay on my back and they kind of fall to the side.
I dream about that every day.
As I always say, not only does mine go south, they go east and west as well.
Yeah, see, there you go. Mine are, I'm maybe only 45 and they're still kind of up there, but they're starting to go south.
But it's like when you go in bed at night, boom.
Yep.
That's why we've got a king-size bed.
Yeah, we need room for each girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need 3/4 of it just for the babies.
Did you see what Barry's just put, Jeanette?
I reckon.
I recognise Jeanette Pickering in that photo, but who are the two bald people wearing hankies on their heads?
Your boobs. How they have a little bikini.
Yeah. Well, I won't even call them hankies.
Yeah.
More like dental floss.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm really proud of them. I'm also the Mona Lisa. So I'm Pamela Anderson and the Mona Lisa as well.
Oh, thank God he didn't make me over.
Well, so as I say, Whaley Bird had done that in the group, like put faces on people quite a while ago, a few weeks ago. But then, sort of unbeknown to me, they were doing this collaboration, But Pixie did say that there might be a part 2. I don't know. So, I mean, don't quote me on it.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
But there might be a part 2 to it.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
But yeah, some as I say, I had to laugh at the one where Pixie's face is on Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
I like your shirt, Ian. It's very nice.
Thank you, Gemma.
Hi, Peter. How are you? Oh dear.
I like to wear a shirt now and then. Well, especially when I always wear a shirt if I'm going to a wedding or I'm doing like a prom. Because everyone else gets dolled up. I always put a shirt and stuff on. When I'm in Alchemy on a Wednesday and Sunday, I'm just kind of like vest, so who cares?
I mean, in this sort of year, you like to be comfortable.
Well, tonight I'll have 2 big door staff on each side of me on the stage. So with the teachers, I think there's 504 guests in total. We're in Chester Racecourse, so I'm in the middle of the racecourse. So it's going to be nice and warm.
Well, to be honest, Ian, you need your own personal bodyguard.
I do. Are you going to come and do it for me?
Yeah, nobody messes with me.
Yeah.
I have to have the door staff with me on this one because they have the meal from, I think it's 7:30. They turn up on the coaches. And I've got to keep them under control till about 9:15. And by 9 o'clock, I'm just like a full list of music then, what they want right through the whole night because there's that many of them. It's great. It's a great party. It's just that there's too many of them. And they all try and jump on the stage to get by me to give me requests and have pictures and so like that. It's great, but it's just very much...
It's very overwhelming, and they all want it all at the same time.
I'm hoping there's a guy, I only get to see him once a year. We're going to do this prom. He's a half-caste fella. He's about 6'9". He's about 6 foot that way. So I usually stand next to him and be ready.
So in actual fact, it makes you look a bit inferior.
Yeah, he's. I'm definitely a small guy next to him. Put it that
way. Yeah, but I mean, this makes me laugh. I mean, you go to hospitals and everything, and they've got like security guards. Now, I went with my friend because her daughter, well, before she had the baby, and I'm sort of sat outside having a cigarette. And these, I mean, there were one like about 6 foot tall and built like a brick, and then you've got this titchy little fella, and, you know, it was like little and large. Big fella were like this and little. And I thought, well, by the looks of him, he couldn't fight his way out of paper bag. Got him on as security.
Oh, these two tonight, they're huge. If it's the same guys, they're absolutely massive. You wouldn't want to upset one of them anyway.
But, you know, I mean, sort of in sort of comparison, you've got one guy, you know, like you said, big and bulky, and you know,
massive ears.
You know, the proper sort of security guard, and this one, you know, he looked wet behind the ears. He were only about 4 foot, if it were that, you know. And I thought, how the heck has he got a security?
Yeah.
I'm just going to have a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, talking to security guards, I recently got a opportunity in my local hospital. I do a lot of their autism training for the frontline staff. And after my experience with the security guards last year, and I had my panic attack, and I was in hospital for 6 hours, I said to them that your response to me was absolutely disgusting. I said, you made me feel like a criminal rather than someone who was very, very unwell. And therefore now, once every 2 months, I train their security guards now as well, because their response to disabled people was just
horrendous.
Crap.
Yeah, not good at all. These guys, to be honest, tonight, they're just there, because there's so many of them, it's like, you get a gang of girls, they are to 16, 17, they're just leaving school. They never just one girl their own comes to ask for a song. It's one girl and 50 of her friends. So
wow.
They all jump on a stage and they all want to dance and so like that. So it's more for safety and protection of me as well as it is for them.
Yeah, I left school in 2005. I left school long time ago.
Yeah, I think I was about that. How old are you then, Gemma?
I'm 30 in October.
So you're the same age as me. Same age as me.
Yeah.
I'm 30 in August.
Oh.
Yeah, 30 in October. People say to me, Gemma, how old are you? And I'm like, nearly 30. They look at me like I'm lying. They're like, you're not 30. I'm like, yeah, I am. Will be. They go, really? I'm like, yeah.
Do you look at me and say I'm lying? You almost say I'm about 45.
Then again, I brought my future stepdad a DVD the other day. It's a 12, and they ID'd me. I was with my best friend in the shop.
That's a good compliment, though, Jem.
Yeah, I looked at the woman. I think she was quite red-faced when she realised what she'd asked for ID. She's like, and then when my friend was like, "You are joking! Like Gemma's nearly 30. Like she's 30 in 3 months." And she looked at my provisional license, and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." Like, and then her big manager comes down. He's like, "What's the problem?" Like, no problem. I'm all right about it. And they end up giving me my money back, giving it to me for free as an apology.
Oh no way.
They were so embarrassed. Like, oh, I'm really sorry. I'm like, no, it's all right. It's fine. I understand you have to do it. It's fine. I don't have no issue with it.
Yeah. I still get her ID. Like, my one neighbor has a hard time walking, so I'll go to the gas station, buy her a pack of cigarettes or whatever, right? And the guy goes, "Can I have your ID?" And I went, are you kidding me right now? And he goes, no, I need your ID. So I showed it to him. He goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I went, no, it's a compliment. Thank you. Because I'll be 46 next month, right? So, and like any compliments I get, and when I tell people I have 5 kids, they're like, you don't have 5 kids. Yes, I do. Trust me, they drive me crazy every day.
The only place I get asked for ID is in America, in Walmart, which is over in Florida. When I go over there, they always say to me, if you look under the age of 40, they ask you for ID, because their drinking age is totally different to us over here.
Yeah, it's 21 over there.
Yeah, it's 21. But over here, it's if you look under the age of 25, you've got to get asked for ID. So over there, it's like double it. So it's like, look under the age of 40, you get asked for ID. So I always get asked for it over there. Over here, never get asked for ID. Never.
I always get asked for ID.
I wonder why.
How old do you have to be over there?
To drink legally, 18.
18,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's 19 here.
It's 19. So
You see, they can take the test at 17 as well over here, Vicky.
Yeah, my sister
No driving test.
when she was 17 and a half.
Yeah, they can take it at 16 here. Yeah, so, but there's like 3 steps to it. You have to take like we call the G1, and then you take a G2, and then you can get your full license. So,
well, there's 2 halves to one. First, you have to do like a written type of thing, a written test, and then you actually have to take the actual driving part to it as well.
Yeah, for over here.
Yeah.
oh man, Barry's on a roll today.
That's one thing I've never considered doing is driving. My geographical skills and the fact that my anxiety is part of my autism would drive me absolutely balmy, so therefore I've chosen to be practical and not drive.
Is that basically why you don't drive then, Ian, because of your epilepsy?
Believe it or not, I have a license. But as we know, I have a lovely ex-partner. I think the world of her, right? I hope she gets hit by a bus, right? And decided to report me to the DVLA and said I had an epileptic fit, which was untrue, which they've now suspended my license for me. I'm currently, this is here somewhere, I'm currently fighting against it.
Well, you see, in my mind, I mean, that is the lowest of the low.
Yes.
When you say you've suffered with epilepsy all your life, you've never let it affect your life. You've got your license, whatever. But for her to sort of, well, as I say, I mean, from past, she doesn't mind giving low blows.
No, she really doesn't. She's literally, because she's still part of the business. At the minute, till the 29th of November, she's doing one of the events tonight legally. If she says now, I don't want to do the event, I can get her off like that now. She only has to do 1 event a month, and she can stay till November.
Man.
So basically, she's letting you do all the work, but she's reaping the benefits.
She's just doing 1 gig like a month or 2 gigs a month just to try and upset me. It's I'll do it till November. That's what she's doing. It's an income for her, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
but it's for her to go like low and say, "Well, Sophie's after you because you're a meal ticket." If the cap fits, so to speak.
Have you seen Sophie? Just
yeah.
Just saying, like,
for her to sort of, she reaps the benefits, but she don't want to put any work into it.
She don't. Yeah. It's a lot going to change in November for when obviously the business goes fully. I'm a bit upset about that because I've worked a long time towards this business to get where it is today.
So in other words, is she forcing you to sell the business?
She's not forcing me. I've got to the point of now where I believe hate's a very, very strong word, but a lot of my life was with the business was with Carol, and I want everything away from her, any ties at all. And exactly. I think starting fresh, doing something else, or redoing the business my way will get me away from it. As such, I don't know. It's a bit weird.
So basically, that's the last tie that's tying it to you.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's hence why I'm going to Spain and things like that. Which again, I've got my mum's grave here. I feel like I'm being very much forced to go over to Spain because the comments, as you know, she's made on Facebook. They're not, as a DJ, when someone starts screaming two big things like that, that's not good. It's not good at all. Especially when I've got 4,500 people on my Facebook. Well, did have. I am pretty well known around this area. So
you shouldn't give up your business, Ian. Like, once November comes, you should just do it yourself and keep it how you want it. Don't let her dictate to you. You should.
Well, I'm moving to Spain anyway, as you know, Jen.
Yeah.
So I want a new start. I want 12 months away from here. So I want to kind of go and enjoy myself again. Because I used to work at Butlins, and I was a red coat over in Butlins for a long time.
Oh, I love Butlins.
Yeah, well, I worked over there for a long time, and they were good old days. And that's what I'm treating Spain as going to be, to be honest, a bit of a let your hair down kind of job for 12 months and work hard and enjoy myself, to be honest.
Well, and put your distance between you and Rex.
Yes.
Yep. So, and not feel like you've got to be looking over your shoulder every 5 minutes.
But that's very much so. It's like tonight I'm going to be at this Chester Racecourse. It's a very, very big event. I'm very, very paranoid at the minute, thinking, well, have they seen that on Facebook? Have they read that? Do they think that about me? And stuff like that. So it's making it very, very difficult over here at the minute for me. But just smiling.
You're a lovely person. Don't let other people's opinions put you down. By the end of the day, people are going to hate you for something or dislike something that you're doing. I've learnt that now on YouTube. People aren't always going to agree with you for what you do or what you say, but I adore you.
It's not so much that, Jem. I don't really want to say what's been said on it, but these two really bad. I mean, lower and low. Jeanette knows what I'm on about. Yeah. Lower and low. For a fella anyway, that has been falsely done. I was arrested for that in front of this young lady, which is my absolute world, which is my sister.
Oh wow, she's pretty.
Yeah, it's not Cody. That's my baby sister. I was arrested in front of her, which
that's not right.
Which was horrible. Because I'm the kind of guy I am is I don't take highly to stuff like that. And it put me in a very difficult space. And she went and blurted it all over Facebook that I was this, I was that. And it makes you very, very paranoid. She could have called me anything else, but the one serious thing she's called me is kind of makes you on edge. And people have come into alchemy where they do on a Wednesday.
Yeah, but that is what she wanted. That is the effect that she wanted. You know what I mean? And when you talk about the lowest of the low, you know, you think to yourself, well, if she can stoop to them levels, how much further can she stoop to?
Yeah, she went into me venue I do on a Wednesday and Sunday. Lucky enough, I've known that guy for 20 years, and she was working behind the bar there, and she made a few comments to different fellas in there, which these are fellas that won't think twice about fighting with you. And I ended up fighting since January about 7 or 8 times, and I don't do fighting. I can look after myself, but I'm not a guy that goes out looking for it. And that is just because of what she's called me, and I'm there to defend myself.
Exactly.
So it's very much not good. So I just want the business gone now, to be honest, just because it's one less thing away from her, to be honest. So she's causing me absolutely hell, that girl.
Yeah.
So,
just remember though, Ian, you're an absolutely adorable person. Everybody on here loves you. I'm really grateful that I've met you. You're lovely.
Oh, I love Gemma.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
But I'm a great believer in karma, and I believe in what goes around comes around.
I'm hoping Karma
Yeah,
hits her with
yeah.
a book.
Well,
But
Just
yeah,
saying.
you know, it's got a funny way that what goes around comes around.
Very much so. She's done nothing but message me this morning.
Oh God.
Bloody hell. This one's just like a sorry. I
It's the
risked it
300th
here.
or the 400th message.
Well, put it this way, this morning I've had, let me just count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 messages, and that was, I only got up about 15 minutes before coming onto the live stream.
holy cow.
So that's just why we've been on the live stream, that.
My ex is a dinky.
Bye, Choppers. I hope you have a good trip and, you know,
Bye, Choppers.
he's going to visit his mum's grave.
Bye, Choppers.
Bye.
You know, my ex is, like I said to Jeanette, the one thing I knew, term I heard was he's a proper bell end. And I laughed because I knew what that meant. And I said, that's exactly what he is. And, you know, he put it this way, the way he used to be was he would freak out when I didn't answer the phone or when the kids don't call him on time or whatever. But when we're trying to get a hold of him, oh, my phone wasn't charged or I didn't hear my phone. And it's supposed to be okay when it comes to him, but when it comes to us, heaven forbid we don't answer the phone. You know, 20 text messages.
Just going off the subject there, I'm just looking at something with Vicky. Vicky's got a black pussy.
I told you she's a hairy one.
that's the hairy version.
That's the winter one.
Yeah, short hair's got a cone on her head right now.
But she's just not letting off at all.
She never relents.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Like last night, somebody said to me that they seen me in Primark last week, and he said, "You just look straight at me." And I went, "To be honest with you," I said, "depending on what's been going on that day, I said, my mind's just not there." I said, "People are seeing me," I said, letting on. I said, "I just don't realise."
Yeah.
So she's doing as much head wrecking as possible. It's just it's tiring.
You're trying the mind games.
Yeah, but it's just tiring. It's now we're down to here. One of the messages here is, "I absolutely love you. Can't we start again?" And I'm gonna say, you've ran me over. You've had me arrested. You've called one of my friends something which, from 20 odd years, is something ridiculously bad. A lot worse than what she's called me, to be honest.
I send her a picture of a violin.
Yeah, and it's just silly things like that. And then I just think to myself, I'm moving on. I'm happy with Sophie, so just let me be. But she just will not leave me alone.
It's that, all things you've put me through, and then you still expect me to take you back. Are you having a giraffe?
Yeah. It's you know what I mean. It's hard. It's hard enough as it is. It's like on Tuesday. I'm down in London Tuesday night. We go there at 8:00. She was kicking off 2 or 3 days ago. Why are you going to London with Sophie? Are you sharing the same bed? No. We're gonna just separate hotels, and I'm going to the other side of London, and so we're going together. What do you think? We're in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what business is it of yours anyway?
Yeah, that's something else very much. I said to her on one message, "What's it got to do with you?" What I do on a daily basis. I am on my own now. I'm with Sophie. Just leave me alone. And she won't. She contacted my dad, and my dad said, "If you had your chance, would you take Ian back?" And she went, "No." Right? And my dad said, "Well, why don't you just leave him alone then?"
Yeah.
So she actually said that she wouldn't take you back.
Yes,
yet she's begging you to take her back.
Yep. She told me dad she never wanted me back. My dad said, "Well, leave him alone then. Let him crack on, do his own thing. Leave him to be."
You're addressed at Signet Hospital down road, are you?
She needs it. She's lost it completely. So, and you know what? To be honest with you, I don't want to defend her on this one, but I know roughly when this started with her, which was about 4 years ago now. She lost her granddad Very, very suddenly went in for a scan, just a checkup scan, and passed away on the in the bed just before going in. And since then, she's never been the same. But then at the same time, this is going to probably sound a bit heartless. Even though what's gone on with her granddad doesn't mean she jumps into bed with another fella, does it?
No. Well, look at me. I mean, I lost my mum just over a year ago.
Yeah.
Well, with the exception of Ian, of course, but
yeah,
story. Yeah. You know, I mean, I sort of didn't start sleeping through half of Sheffield.
No, you just went to Runcorn instead.
But... That's why I said, with the exception of Ian. You're the exception. You know what I mean? But anybody can use that excuse. You know, it's not an excuse.
Yeah,
not right.
She. I think she was suffering from depression and stuff. And I actually asked the dad for about 2 years after that for help, and he kind of just said, "No, it's you. You're overthinking things." I said, "It's not." I said, "She's not. She's not mentally stable." I said, "These are totally changing her. I've known Carol for 11 years. I know what she's like inside out. This is not Carol." And as it went on, it got worse. And
well, you can't say you didn't try. That's
yeah. Well, I did try, and I mentioned it a few different occasions. And then when I've actually walked out, I'm then Mr. Bad Guy because I'm the one that's left her who's poorly and this. No. I asked for help. I asked her to help herself out by getting help, and she refused. She's cheated and now doing everything she's doing. Well,
yeah, but I mean, from my perspective, Ian, you can only help them that want to help themselves.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. So she's unfortunately she's sad as this is now. She is on her own. She's only got a mum and dad left. She's got a brother, but he lives a fair distance away. All of her was close friends don't want anything to do with her because of what she's been writing about me on Facebook. And
Thorn Draven says bitches be tripping. Big style, Thorn Draven. Big style.
She's not.
You don't know the half of it.
No, you really don't. Stuff that she's done to me recently is unforgivable. Very unforgivable. I'm not looking at chat. What's been said now?
Very.
Warren says, Jeanette Pickering has only been unfaithful twice, once with the milkman and second with the household cavalry. No, blue watch and red watch. Get it right, Barry.
Yeah, that's right.
But, you know, I mean, I thought my ex were bad, you know. He wrote the Dear John thing, and I'll let you do what you want because he won't let me go to nowhere. He wanted to know who we're talking with, where. Even when I went shopping, did I see anybody? Did I talk to anybody? Blah, blah, blah. You know, and I sort of, because I rejected, you know, him saying, "Oh, I want you back. I'll let you do," you know what I mean? And I thought, no, you know, I've sort of been there, worn the T-shirt. No, I'm, you know, moving forward rather than going backwards.
Yeah.
You know, and they were like leaving me all sorts of, you know, voice messages on the phone. You know, he'd ring sort of early hours, and I thought, well, the phone downstairs, I ain't going out to bed and going out to phone for nobody. And then I'd get up in the morning and I'd have a voicemail, and it were like from Chubby Brown, and he'd be saying, "You fat," you know,
disgraceful,
you know. And then sort of then he has the cheat to write this Dear John letter. "Oh, I can't sleep without you. I'm losing all this weight," and you know, whatever.
This is very much. That's very much what Carol does. If I don't reply to her, like now, I'm expecting her to ring now because I've not replied back to her about 8 messages. So that means I'm due a phone call anytime soon.
You know, and it was the fact that, you know, get over it. I've moved on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then, you know, he couldn't get over the fact that, I'd come to my senses. I'd left him.
Yeah.
You know, and it was sort of the case of, how dare you leave me? Nobody will want you. You know, you fat, you ugly, blah, blah. But you go through all this process. You get, you know, and it's whatever, mate, you know.
Yeah. Well, my ex was the same way. He turned around and, I said to him, I go, 14 years. And I said, you cheated on me. I don't know how many times. I kept taking him back. I was stupid, right? Because love is blind. But,
very.
The verbal abuse and financial abuse that he put me through, the kids and everything else. I said, you know what? I can't stay with you based on the fact that you might change.
Yeah.
So I said, no, you've got to go. And even now he makes comments and stuff like that. Like, he's a compulsive liar. He has bipolar depression, but still it doesn't give him the right to lie. He lied about the first 4 years of having Austin. His parents knew about Austin, but he didn't tell his sister. He told his work, everybody, that he was single and didn't have any kids. So when his son and I showed up at his work one day just to say hi, because I think Austin was like 2 years old, he ran and hid from his own kid.
Wow.
I was like, okay, you know what? Like, that should have been a factor for me back then.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, he now even talks like I'm supposed to bow down to him, and it ain't happening.
I don't blame you.
I was very, very lucky in that way because I never married Carol. I never had kids with her. So at least...
You're making up for it now, though.
I know that. I've got kids happening in Canada, Sheffield, Runcorn.
It's got them all over the place.
That's right.
Just going to go to Florida now and,
There's a saying, making up for lost time.
Yeah.
And you're going to have some in Spain, too.
Yeah, there's a bit couple in Spain. Start me on football team up.
But yeah, when it's same as I say, I mean, and this is going back to the karma, what goes around comes around. My ex has never remarried. He can't keep a girlfriend for long because he used to like, a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he'd get handy with his fists and everything. But as the saying goes, a leopard never changes its spots.
Doesn't.
A leopard never changes its spots. And this is what I've said. Here's me and Chris. We've been together nearly 18 years. We've been married 15. Who's the one at fault? Who was the one at the fault in the marriage? It certainly wasn't me.
Yeah.
It's like now. I'm looking at New York in December. That's going to be an interesting one, Jeanette.
It's getting about a bit, is this saying,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I really can't wait for that, to be honest, to get over there in December. Just to get away from everything.
I told you not to say anything, Ian.
I know.
You're always welcome to come and visit Suffolk, Ian, if you fancy it.
Did you want kids as well?
Oh, that were a good one. We'll all be coming on these live streams with these big bumps sticking out. Jane's nowhere to be seen.
I was going to say, with all these pregnant women he's got going around and everything else, I might retract what I said last night.
Jen, do you want to make it easy? Do you want to just go straight to your house? We don't have to go on a date.
I don't mind.
Just knock you up.
You can be a FBW. No, FWB. Sorry, I got that wrong way round. Cut straight to the chase, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cut the middleman out.
Might as well.
But we laugh about it, but everybody knows we're only having a joke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, you better be careful. You got a good woman there. Don't mess up.
I'm going to say, can you just give me Sophie's number?
Oh, you're not telling me. Barney's pregnant.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
If Mary's pregnant, we're all screwed.
No, seriously, Ian, you're always welcome down to Suffolk, and I can show you around my hometown. You're always welcome to come down.
Well, I'm trying, to be honest, because of this lovely thing's my day-to-day work. This is what I live out of, this thing.
Is it empty?
It's actually not. It's pretty full, unfortunately. I'm trying to get down to see Chris and Jeanette because I've been saying for ages and ages and ages and ages that I'm going to go down and see Chris and Jeanette. And Chris and Jeanette are only, about an hour away, aren't you?
I don't know.
Yeah. Sheffield.
I always come to you.
Yeah.
Oh.
She does. So I'm just trying to find out days for that because weekends and stuff are hard, and because of my Wednesday night DJing, it only leaves like a Monday and Tuesday for me, and then it's getting Sophie off from work and all that stuff. But I will definitely, once I get 5 minutes myself, I will come and visit, Jeb. Definitely.
Yeah, I can show you around my hometown. Yeah.
Barry says I thought I was putting on weight.
You just didn't want to say, Barry.
That's why I've got Pamela Anderson's knockers.
When are you coming to Canada then?
Canada? I can come to Canada tomorrow permanently.
Yeah.
As long as it's away from here.
Yeah, no doubt, eh? It's fun here.
It's, I've flown over Canada. Where was I going? I think I was going to Florida, but I had to fly into somewhere. And I remember going over, is it Newfoundland, is it?
No.
I don't know. Wherever it was, I was coming over that way on the plane. I was going to America. And I remember saying I wouldn't mind stopping off at Canada. It's always a place that I wanted to go. Again, it's just getting the time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Like we're halfway through this year already.
Well, you see, the thing is, up until a few weeks ago, Chris were working Saturdays as well. Yeah. So sort of that plays havoc. If you want to come visit, with the first Saturday I had off, went up to Keith, you see. Yeah. But it stops you doing the things that you want to do.
Yeah. It's a time. With me, it's very much, because I have 15 DJs that work for me as well. So I send, honestly, work onto them. So certain times, I say for this weekend, it'll probably be tomorrow now. We'll be on Thursday. Yes, so tomorrow, Friday. I'll get a few phone calls for over the weekend, and I end up doing last minute gigs and all that. So I can never know what I'm up to on a daily basis, really.
Yeah, that's hard.
The money's great for the job that I do. So you've got to kind of grab it while you can, unfortunately.
Oh, exactly. Well, in Carol's case,
yeah, sit on her ass job.
Yeah.
Talking of flying, like Vicky mentioned earlier, me and my dad are actually booking up a fear of flying course for me with my local airport for November.
Oh, wow!
I'm traveling next year, so my dad's gonna book me on a course in November, so I can go and actually deal with my fear rather than being scared of flying.
You'll be able to go visit Ian in Spain.
Yeah, you will be able to. You'll be able to come and see me in Spain.
Yeah, I'd love Spain. I've been to Spain a couple of times, but I'd love to go back.
2.5 hours, you can be there, and I can meet you at the airport. We can have kids by 3 hours into it.
I need to hurry up.
You've got a lot of traveling to do, Ian.
Yeah, it only takes a few minutes, right?
Yeah, a couple of minutes, over and done with. So, it's,
I thought her a good name.
Go on.
You change your name too. Super Sperm.
Wow.
Put little
Just
capes
shoots the
on them.
wings. But no, it's I've been all over the world. I went to Thailand. That was a good flight. That was a long flight, but it was that was a good flight. I owned to 2 of the double-decker planes. I love flying. I love flying.
I don't mind the flying bit, but you see what? Last time we went on a honeymoon to Spain, and I mean we're talking like obviously 15 years ago. They got the steps up to the plane. I mean now they have these things that come across and yeah. And that was the thing that scared me the most. Walking up them steps because they were wobbling about, and I don't like heights as at best of times. Hi, Daniel. But yeah, that was the scariest part of everything was going up them steps to the plane.
Yeah.
I got on the plane. Chris sat near the window. I mean, Callum were only about 8 months old. But yeah, I enjoyed the flight and everything. It was just getting on and off the plane that did me.
Is it that I go to America 2-3 times a year, and I absolutely love going over there. It's a long flight, but I love the flying. To Thailand, that plane was weird because it was a double decker, so we had about 500 to 600 people on this plane, and it didn't even feel like we were on the plane. It was a walk-up bar. So it was literally walk up to the bar, right? Can I have a drink? But it felt like I was just in the local pub, to be honest.
But I mean, I'd probably be a bit better nowadays because obviously you've got them things that go straight onto the side of the plane and you just walk onto it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean that back when we last flew, it'd have been ideal. It was just because I'm terrified of heights, and it was just going up them steps that I was absolutely petrified.
Yeah. I love flying. I can't get enough of
it. Most airports now as well, if you're known to have a disability or your limited mobility, they have people who actually meet and greet you at the airport to take you right through to the aeroplane.
Yeah.
We booked that for me.
If you're pregnant as well, Gemma just said, right, they'll get you in a wheelchair and take you as well.
First class.
Yeah, but there's only certain stages in pregnancy where you can get on a plane, really, though, isn't there?
Yeah.
And Barry says, double decker, I fancy some chocolate.
Oh, now you got me thinking, yeah. Might have to go shop later and get some chocolate.
Well, this is the thing. I mean,
yeah, Barry.
It's a chunky one.
It's a chunky one, a white chunky one.
Oh, that's
the thing, though.
Those are the best.
I mean, when we went to the travel agents to book the holiday for his honeymoon, obviously I were bigger than what I am now, and basically I felt sort of small because the lady says, "Well, considering your size," and I ended up booking an extra seat.
Yeah.
Wow.
For the fact that this lady had said to me, are you going to be able to fit in one of the seats? And, they do have extensions to the seat, the belt things. And it sort of got me paranoid. So in the end, I ended up booking an extra seat.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
You know what I mean? Out of paranoia because of my size. Because basically she said to me, she says, well, if you can't comfortably fit in one of them. Yeah. Oh, hang on a minute, it's Callum's school.
Hey. Holy cow. Yeah, I love Kit Kat. Those are the best chocolate bars ever.
Yeah, I didn't know they did a white one. I'm going to have to go and get one of them later.
Yeah, well, Canada and the US do totally different ones to us. They have over in Canada peanut butter ones, don't you?
Peanut butter, yuck.
We had peanut butter ones, but we have, they just brought out green tea ones, which actually aren't that bad.
The green tea ones are not new either. They was over in the US a while ago.
Yeah. But see, you guys have stuff over there, but that we don't have here. And we have a store that actually I can go down the aisle and there's so many British different things, but half of what they put there is like licorice and stuff, right? So it's but what was the one thing? The Turkish delight is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
That's what my step-granddad used to give me every single Christmas time. He'd wrap one of them up in a present for me. He's like, "Oh, Gemma, I've given you some chocolate." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like,
I love the US for the different chocolates, and There's drinks like the Fanta. Fanta over, I'm not too sure about Canada, but I know US, they have, I think, something like 8 or 9 different flavours of Fanta to drink. We only have like 2 or 3, don't we?
Yeah.
We have like orange, grape, and I think cream sodas, but all we have for Fanta here.
We only have orange Fanta, pineapple,
we have orange, fruit twist, and lemon.
Lemon, yes, we have 4. We have 4.
Yeah.
Do you know why I really want to come over there, or has someone sent me a care package? Because yeah,
I ordered
stores out here. Curly Whirlies are my favorite, right? And I
love Curly Whirlies.
They have a store called Opie's here where I can go get that, and they have what's that Scottish pub is Irn Brew. I can get that there.
Irn Brew.
Yeah,
Irn Brew.
Yeah, I love that stuff. It's my favorite drink, and so I can go there and get it. But they don't have a huge selection, right? So
I'm gonna make your heart broken now, Vicky.
Oh.
Rumor has it Irn Brew are stopping making Irn Brew.
No. Hold on.
Oh, good.
That has been a rumor. What they're doing is they're reducing the sugar intake in Irn Brew, and they're making different flavors. They're not stopping it. It's being paused at the moment because they're taking the sugar out of it. It's not being stopped.
I was going to say, I know that the one I read was pretty much saying that Irn Brew was coming to an end.
No, it's not. It's been mislabeled. They're pausing the production of Irn Brew because they're taking the sugar out of it because the government told them that it's got too much sugar in
taxed at the minute, yeah.
So they're taking the sugar out and they're making new flavours of it, but it is being continued. So
I was just going to say I'm going to have to run down to my store and stock up.
No, it's just been paused temporarily while they have to take the sugar out of it.
These are new at the minute. The Unicorn Edition Smarties.
What?
Ooh,
okay,
yeah,
I don't even
They have started doing a pink edition as well.
Yes, they have. Yeah.
Yeah, and for your information, Callum hasn't been a naughty boy.
Jeanette, he hasn't got someone pregnant, has he been taken?
No. Basically, what it is, it's got a special educational needs statement. Well, it's not called that now. I don't know what it's called. It's some long-winded thing. Basically, just ringing up to
education care plan.
Yeah. Well, basically, they rang me up. They did want us to go this Monday. I says, well, unfortunately, we can't make it. Well, I can't make it because we can't make it on Monday because we've got a funeral. She wanted me to go in at 1 o'clock, and I says, well, the funeral's at 1:30. So we've made it for the week after. It's just like basically to review the statement.
Yeah, I get
I've got, if I've got any concerns or if I want to change something in, in the statement, blah, blah, blah. But she did actually say, because I says, obviously, I've got disabilities and whatever. And she says, well, I can actually talk it through with Callum. She says, and then sort of ring you up and say what's been. And I says, well, look, no disrespect, but I want to be there while you're discussing my child.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So basically, it's the week after. It's a week on Monday now. So,
okay. What other sweets you got there, Ian? You hiding behind the camera?
I think it's him that's having cravings, not me.
It is. I've got M&M cookies down in the cupboard.
Oh,
M&M cookies.
Yeah, yummy. I've got Freddos, which is
Freddos.
Yeah, I've got them.
I've never heard of those.
They're a chocolate little like koala. They're about that big.
Hi, Gerald. Barry says, I noticed that Maltesers now. Yeah, I've seen that as well. Maltesers button.
Yeah, they start.
Caramel.
Yeah, they start on sale then mid-July.
Oh wow!
Was it you that posted that picture of the pink Baileys?
Yes, I'll show you.
I was going to say, we noticed some in our local Asda when we went shopping Saturday. They've started stocking it in Asda now, the pink Baileys.
Oh, well, yeah.
Damn Baileys.
I'm with you on that one, Gemma.
I
don't know. It's too sweet for my liking, and I don't like whiskey anyway.
It's too bitter for me.
This is orange Baileys.
Ugh.
Ew, Baileys.
This next one, this next one is limited edition, and it's strawberry and cream.
Oh, look
They've
at
just
that.
started selling that in our Asda, Ian.
Yeah, they have. It's been on sale for a while. I got this one from Asda, £15.
Wow.
It's
That's nice.
lovely. Better over ice cream though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
you can have it of whatever you like. I don't like it anyway, which...
I was going to put it over you, Mrs. P.
Well, she might like it then.
I was going to say, so long as I don't have to drink it, I'm fine with that.
I said to Ian, I said I have to give him my address so he can like send me a care package with all these sweets he keeps showing me.
And a little pot of something special.
Yes, sure, absolutely.
Oh, Night Owl, if you email me your address, I can always send you some goodies over.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I'll try and send you guys some stuff from here too. Yeah. I have you on Instagram, I think now too, Gemma, don't I? And Facebook.
Yes, you have me on Facebook. I don't really go on Instagram. I do have
Okay.
Instagram, but I don't really use it because I've had weirdos keep messaging me on there.
Gerald says they don't have Maltesers in the US. You're missing out.
Yeah, they're so good.
Oh.
We have Whoppers and Maltesers over here.
Oh,
And
I love Maltesers.
we had
These are lovely.
they need to come out. Like, I don't know if they have multiple flavors of Maltesers over there, but they had strawberry ones here for a while.
Oh, no, we just have plain Maltesers.
Yeah, plain. Yeah.
We're getting these buttons, aren't we? These Maltese.
Yeah, Malteser buttons. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're not going to taste like Maltesers, are they?
No.
I think they are because it's just the same thing, but just in the shape of a button, aren't they?
Yeah, they've got the new buttons coming out as well. They call them mixtures. I think they call. My sister had a packet the other day where they're like, some of them are like strawberry flavored, white chocolate flavored.
Oh,
The other
wow.
day.
Strawberry nut M&Ms.
Never had them.
Oh,
They're over in Florida, them. They're or Vegas, so the
Yeah,
US.
see, the States have so much.
Yeah, well, the US have also got M&M caramel.
Yeah, see, we have caramel, pretzel, peanut butter,
oh,
raspberry,
pretzels. I haven't had pretzels in ages.
raspberry, mint, and we
Well,
have the caramel ones too. But
we
we also have
we only
coconut.
had the mint ones for about 2 months. They stopped selling the mint ones here now. So
Yeah,
we
they
only
were
have
limited edition.
the crunchy one, the nut one, and that's it. And
Yeah.
chocolate
Love
one. I
from
think.
the Bog says, I love Yorkie buttons. I've seen them as well. And
Yeah.
Gerald likes Skittles.
Oh,
Yeah.
Skittles. Now make me feel hungry.
I want to say that they're Chris's favourites. He likes Skittles.
Skittles
I
and
think
Starburst.
Yeah, Starburst.
Starburst.
Oh, I'm going to go get some from the shop.
Yeah, but can you remember when Starburst used to be Opal fruits?
Yes.
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 What?
I used to buy them.
And you know the Snickers bar, they used to be called a marathon.
Yeah.
I don't remember them ones, but I know I did hear that was true at one
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, mine. You can. I think you still can get them because my nan had some marathon bars in her fridge the other day, and I went round there.
But
US.
at one point in time, the Snickers used to be called a marathon bar.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
guys get Tam Tams out there?
No.
No.
Okay, that's all.
Oh, I tell you what else I like: crunchies.
Yeah,
Oh.
crunchy.
Oh
They
yeah.
make me feel hungry, and I suppose get some chocolates in.
All these chocolates giving Gemma cravings.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to go to the shop later and get some chocolate chocolate.
We're on about care packages and everything, and you know when you said you were sending Vicky a care package over, I says don't forget the little jar.
Yeah.
What was remember the
He
polos?
totally ignored that, eh, Jeanette?
Yeah.
I'm just not taking her on.
Well, it's a care package, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. Do you remember the polos which used to do the different colours of polos? What were they called?
Fruit
Oh,
polos.
Was it because they were like They were red and green and all different
Yeah,
colours.
I know
Yeah.
what you mean. I don't know. Same as Gemma says, I don't know whether they were called fruit polos or
Yeah, they're
not.
called fruit polos.
I
Yeah.
can remember them. Yeah.
In January, I was in Walmart in Turkey Lake Lane in Florida. They had a big bag of them and they sell them over in America, but don't sell them here anymore.
Oh,
No, they don't. No, not over here. No. I used to,
Barry says all this talk about chocolate. I'm now getting me hungry, and Gerald says he's already got the munchies.
yeah.
Shall I tell you which is one of Chris's favourites?
Sure.
yeah, sure.
I have to buy him a big one every year.
Oh.
I should bigger the better.
Toblerone. He absolutely loves
Oh.
Toblerone.
I love that too. That's my nephew's favorite. We have white chocolate ones out here too.
Oh yeah, they do a white chocolate. It's sort of only like a limited edition. They only bring it out for so long.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. One of my favourites is Dime Bar.
Oh, do you know, have you had the Dime the dairy milk with Dime in?
Yes, I actually bought a bar of it when we went shopping.
Yeah, I love that. I've got some in my fridge actually, which I'll have later.
I know, it's so
Barry,
bad.
just make sure you put a turkey baster in it. But you see, the thing is, like if we have roses or if we have quality streets or anything, my favourites are the caramels.
Oh yes,
I'm sort of not. I like the ones with the hazelnut thing in. I like the caramelly ones.
Whisper Gold for me.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I love
Whisper
Whisper
and all.
Golds. Has anyone had Werther's originals recently? I bought some from my local shop the other day for the first time in years.
Well, I'll tell you something. I mean, Werther's started doing a sugar-free range.
Yeah, they
Oh.
have.
Right.
Yeah.
They did a sugar-free like candy, and then they did a sugar-free toffee. Now, as you know, I've just said toffee's my favourite. I bought some, but I don't know what they put in it, but it made me have the next day.
I do
But
love Werther's originals. They're lovely.
Yeah, I'm going to say, as I say, I always like the toffee ones and the caramel ones. I mean, I'm sort of, since my weight loss surgery, I buy tins of Celebrations, roses, but because I can't sort of have too much chocolate, I have the only ones that I tend to have on it is the caramels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My problem at the minute is, Jeanette, is I've lost 4.5 stone since I split up with her, and I'm still eating all the same crap, but I just keep losing weight.
You're just
Congratulations, Ian. That's amazing. Well done.
yeah.
But,
Can you tell
you
us
know,
your secret?
I used to have like 50 million chins, and my head was out here, Gem, and I was...
Hey, I would say I used to have about a triple chin. I mean, I've only got the one now.
I used to hate what I looked like and everything, but
I hate this part right here. I don't like this part of my face.
Vicky, you're stunningly pretty.
But
you very much.
and as the saying goes, a little bit to what you fancy does you good every now and again.
Yeah.
I think why I keep losing all this weight, to be honest, it's all this action that I'm getting.
How many calories do you burn off each time you do the deed?
It's got to be a stone at a time.
Barry's going now. The talk is turning saucy.
Oh,
Barry, I could learn you the finger too. Get a woman pregnant.
Yeah, you're learning from the master.
That's it.
Thank you, Barry.
Super sperm, they call me.
Or I'm like baby daddy.
Well, what was it I said last night, Jeanette? Younger men have more stamina.
I really like Crimson. I think he's cute. Crimson's
Aww.
cute.
I think we should set you up, Gemma, with Crimson.
I've been talking to him on Messenger. He's lovely, 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 adorable man.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy, Crimson.
Yeah, you know what? I only live 45 minutes from him. Him and I are talking about getting together and doing a video for Toronto. I could put in a good word for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
I was going to say,
Lovely.
don't be getting pregnant now, Vicky.
We'll have to rename Crimson then.
Yeah, I flattened that theory yesterday. My after I had Carter, they fixed everything, so I can't because before I had him, I had my tubes tied. So I got pregnant with Carter anyway, and they said if you get pregnant again, we're going to rename you Mary. And I said, yeah, okay.
Hi, Barry.
To be honest with you, I think I need to get mine tied because I keep getting a lot of women pregnant.
You just like the practice too much. That's the thing, Ian.
It's got to be in it.
Yeah, you just like the practice bit too much.
Right, I think I'm going to have to go because it's 1:30.
Oh.
I've got to go and do this prom.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think basically I'll shut it down. Doesn't time fly when you're having fun? I've been going 3 hours again.
Yeah. Well, if you guys are not doing anything later, it'll be live on Facebook. I will probably go live from the prom later.
Oh, check that
So
out.
to give us a rough estimate of the time.
It'll be anywhere from about 9, half 9 UK time.
Okay,
I
okay.
have you on Facebook, Ian.
I'm on Jeanette's group. I can comment now, or I can put a post in there, Jeanette's group. And if you're in Jeanette's group,
Yeah.
the community group, I've just put hello. Hashtag.
Okay. Okay.
Underneath Pamela Anderson.
Well, I've just put hello hashtag, and I'll let you all have a look at that.
Right, I'm going to shut it down. I'll let Ian get off to his gig.
Yeah, we're going to sort that out.
And I'm going to feed me cravings.
Yeah. I would.
I'll see you all later. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Gemma. And thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody in the chat. And I'll see you later.
Yeah,
Bye.
later. Bye.